The July 14th meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. Meeting will now come to order. And may we have a roll call, Madam Secretary?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Reinhardt? I'm sorry.
It's
What I
okay.
meant to say. Mr. Harrington? Ms. Marsh?
Here.
Ms. Roby? Mr. Gonzalez? Ms. Himes?
Here.
Ms. Weegee?
Here. Okay, we need a motion to excuse Mr. Reinhardt.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Gonzalez. Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carry. Everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes, ma'am, and I have an objection to part of the minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
In regards to the narrative at the end of the minutes, in regards to the discussion that we had regarding the liens, which I questioned the board. First, my name is spelled wrong. Secondly, lines 2 and 3 is something that I didn't say. That reads, Gonzalez want to address the issue of liens and negotiations to come to some financial agreement. It seems to me that Turning Fear made a comment, I wait till then, oh, okay, yeah. That is not what I said. The other thing is some of the notes are on the reverse, because after I made my comments, you, the chairperson, made some comments. Those are not noted in here. And then Ms. Himes chimed in and said something that's noted. And the input from Captain Lee and the attorney was put before your comments, which your comments came before them. So I can't agree to vote on these notes, and I would like for them to be corrected.
All right. How do we correct all that?
Well, we can review the video and we
All
can
right,
adjust the
let's-
minutes. I mean, it's just a reminder, though, it's not a transcription.
Right.
Right.
It's a minutes. So,
See?
staff is just kind of trying to pick out the most relevant things that would be
Right.
helpful for you guys in the future and for the public when they view the minutes. So we can go back over that and just check that section. We just bring it back to you next month for approval. Does that work, Tony? Or, oh, I'm sorry, I really,
do that.
yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Pino.
we can do that because we can't approve. Obviously, there'll be an objection to approving them, so,
I have a question.
Go
Just
ahead.
Since I wasn't here, I really don't understand what the conversation was alluding.
Them meeting with people and making arrangements.
Before it gets to us.
Certain fines,
So we,
before it comes to us.
Who meeting with?
The
staff.
Staff,
City,
staff.
so we changed a bit of the lien review process. And this was at a mostly a request by the special magistrate. And, in that process, we are pre-meeting with the individuals to find out what kind of information or hardships they have. It's really just going over the application with them. And then in that conversation, seeing if there's a way to close the gap and where they stand is what they're asking for relief and what the city is requesting.
Then you make a recommendation to the board.
Right, and then we bring that, actually, both of us do, the respondent and us come here together and offer that to you guys as, because obviously we need your approval on that.
Okay, 'cause
And there was,
I watched the magistrate, was it yesterday? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
It didn't seem to have worked out very much.
Yeah, that started out a different way, but you got to remember, we had 13 lien reviews on that agenda, and we went through those very quickly. I mean, and 4 of them were pulled, so technically it was 9.
Wow.
So we had 9 lien reviews, and they went through very quickly, even with that conversation. But if you haven't watched that Tuesday meeting, especially at the end for those lien reviews, I highly recommend everybody on the board take a look at it. There's some very important information as it relates to lien reviews and the process for that.
Okay.
So that, he didn't get the whole story though. So the other part was that I requested to address the issue of how that process is working because an attorney did a presentation and then I asked the attorney a question and he kind of just fluffed me off, I thought anyway, and said, well, I made an arrangement with Captain Lee. So my point is, you know, we are the board. We're not rubber stamps. So the final decision is ours. And the attorneys can't develop an attitude that because they talk to Captain Lee, that's it. We don't have to address you,
You
you
know
know.
many attorneys?
Huh?
You know many attorneys?
Yeah, I know a lot of attorneys. I've dealt with a lot of attorneys.
That's their job is to ask.
Well, that's fine, but my
All
job.
right, okay, that's off topic.
My
That's
job
enough.
is a
Okay,
different-
come on.
Make the decision.
Right, right.
All right, so do we need a motion
Motion to
to
continue the
bring, just to continue the minutes approval till next month? I have a motion for that? Motion, Ms. Himes, second?
Second,
Yeah, we don't have to approve the minutes today.
No, nor just have.
Motion.
Yeah, just- Okay, second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, say aye.
aye.
Like sign opposed. Okay. Does anyone have any ex parte communication?
No, but I had another thing on the minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
On case 6 and 7, it says that Mr. Harrington was making motions. So he wasn't here last month, so he couldn't have made the motion.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a lot of corrections, it seems, so we made a motion to bring it back. Let's bring it back. Anybody else have anything else they want to say about the minutes? Do you see what she's talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was only those two.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
It's a good time to bring it up. We can get all that.
Well, we
corrected
need
for you.
to,
Which case?
6 and 7.
yeah, I mean, if there are mistakes in the minutes, we need to correct them because they're court records, so, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not remember, just as a reminder, we're in a staff transition from Miss Reno, who used to have the role,
Correct.
to Brenda, who's here now. And, you know, that's just, there's a learning curve
It's
there,
okay.
so we're working through it.
It's all fine. We'll
So
get it.
Kim's no longer with anything in the code board?
No, she's still with us. Well, yeah, she handles our lien review process in the background. She administers the
So we just
applications and stuff.
email BJ
Yes.
instead of
Right.
Kim now?
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone need to disclose any ex parte communication? All right. Do we have any announcements, Madam Secretary?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
I'm gonna start with. On page 2. Page 2, lien review number 1. Is via Zoom.
Okay. We'll hear those first anyway, so, okay.
Okay. And page 6. Case 14 is in compliance, 71323. That's CEB 0522-120, Eloise D. Jones, care of Sean Stafford.
Okay.
Again, the compliance date is 7/13/22. Case number 15, CEB 0522-118, Gwendolyn D.D. Frost, 941 Emma Street, is in compliance as of 7/12/22. And page 9. Case number 25, CEB 0722-146, Lisa Wembley and Nathan R. Farland. That will be also via Zoom. And then Page 11. Case number 33, CEB 0722-163, Edward K. Garrison at 420 Mobile Avenue is in compliance as of 7/7/22. Case 34, same page, CEB 0722-148, Joseph C. Tavares at 510 Lexington Avenue is in compliance as of 7/7/2022. One more. Page 13. Case number 39, CEB 0722-157, Connie Jenkins, Gary Edwards, Shirley Annette Hubbs at 923 Berkshire Road is in compliance as of 7/13/22. Those are my announcements.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Would the code officers please stand up and be sworn in?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay. All right, everyone, here's our procedure. We'll be calling cases by number and for the most part in orders that are listed on the agenda. If there are police officers that need to get back to assignment, we'll hear those cases first. If there are attorneys that must be in court, we'll hear those cases first. When your case is called, please come forward and be sworn in. State your name and address for the record. If you're not the owner of the property, please state your relationship to the owner and whether or not you have permission to speak for that person. Our proceedings are recorded, so please speak into the mic. The board hears some code officers first, and then you will be given the opportunity to respond and direct all your responses to the board. Conversations are very limited between you and the code officer up front here at the mic. You can talk to them outside, you can talk to them afterwards, you can call them on the phone, but I mean, there of course will be times when you need to have something clarified that they said, so that's just fine. Okay? If we go past 11 o'clock, we'll probably take a break. All right, I see that Captain Lee is up here. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm here for the first thing, that's all.
Oh, the lien review.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll start with lien review 1, and that's a Zoom call. That is CEB 09-21-270, Elaine Thomas at Peninsula. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay. Okay. So is this a case, Captain Lee, where you met with this person?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Both of them are today.
Okay, both of them are. And you'll be doing that for every lien review? That
Yeah, we'll be attempting to do that.
attempting to
Yeah.
do that with every lien review? Okay. So we hear from you first?
Yeah,
Swear in, swear in.
but we need to, yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's be sworn in. I'm sorry.
Can you state your name, please?
Yes, my name is Elaine Thomas.
Okay. Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Captain Lee.
Yes, ma'am. Scott Lee, police captain with the city of Daytona Beach. You know, this is a lien review. 1 is a lien review in which staff met with the respondent or the applicant, sorry. And through that conversation, they both parties agreed that a reduction or an offer to a reduction would to $1,000 would be appropriate to submit to you for your approval. I think Ms. Thomas.
And what
will-
would be the reason for that? That we have a lien reduction?
This is a homesteaded property. The property's now been brought into compliance. And obviously, the goal here is compliance. This is one in which a reduction to 10%, the administrative costs seemed appropriate. Ms. Thomas may have additional information to add for you.
Okay.
And I have Inspector Bostwick here if you guys have
Okay.
specific questions about the property.
All right, I have a question before I let you speak, Ms. Thomas. I see on here that, where was it? Is this the one? Maybe I didn't. I thought I saw that the special magistrate imposed a fine on this one. But maybe I'm wrong. CB, no? Did anybody else? Oh, it says, look, fine imposed by, and then there's a double X, special magistrate. What does that mean?
I called that in, that was an error. It was not a special magistrate.
Right, okay, because it had a C and B number. Okay,
Called it into the secretary.
okay, good. All right, so that's taken care of. Okay, Ms. Thomas, this is agreeable to you, $1,000,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And your special circumstances were?
Unfortunately, this was a circumstance where we never received the communications regarding the initial citation. My father previously owned the property, and I inherited it upon his death. And my husband and I live over in Clearwater, and we were in the process of trying to put the house up for sale. And in the meantime, my father's caregiver was still living in the house after my dad passed away and didn't want to leave. So we had to try to evict him and remove him from the home. So that took some time. And in the meantime, due to our adversarial position, all of the notices went to the house and he never gave them to
Right.
me. And
Okay,
so unfortunately, we did not realize this until we went to close on the home and the title company called me and said, oh, by the way, do you know there's a lien on your house? And then we came down to the office there immediately to speak with Inspector Bostwick
okay,
and Miss Reno. And we got it all resolved.
good.
And cleared up, and within the 30 days, that was
Okay,
the problem.
terrific. All right,
So-
does the board have any questions of Ms. Thomas?
Yeah, my question would be, so with all this back and forth between you and the tenant
Huh?
at that time, there was no communication whatsoever about any violations or notices or anything like that?
No, sir. As a matter of fact, my husband and I mean, we continued to come over to the home, even after my dad passed. Like I said, we would come over there and speak with him and have him talk to him about, okay, you've got 4 months to get out. And never once did he have mail sitting for me on the table, hand me anything, discuss anything with me. And how I really realized it was as we were getting closer to November, I was like, wow, I haven't gotten my property tax notice. And I asked him about it, and he did not say anything, that it came to the house from nothing. So I went online. I mean, I know you can pay these things online. So I went online and paid the property taxes and changed my address to reflect our address here in Seminole at that time.
Okay,
But I'm pretty sure that was like October, and all of these notices had happened previous to that time.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
As
All
the-
right, the chair will entertain a motion to reduce the amount of lien to $1,000, subject to being paid within 30 days, or the fine will revert to the original amount. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Himes, is there a second?
Second,
Second, Mr. Harrington, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank-
payable within 30 days, so you have to get in touch with the code office.
I just have a quick question.
Go
So
ahead.
when we sold the home, they escrowed enough money to pay this balance?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to actually make the payment, or should I have the title company take it out of the escrow?
I can't answer that.
Yeah,
Let's,
we'll send you, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
can I-
Go
sorry.
ahead.
We'll send you the invoice, and you could just, usually most people send it to their title company, and their title company takes care of it and then releases the other funds. But you can handle it whichever way you'd like, just work it out with the title company.
Okay, no, that sounds great.
And we'll email that to you.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Miss,
Okay.
Madam Chair, I just want you to, can you repeat the reduction amount? I didn't.
To $1,000.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to lien review number 2. CEB 10-19-226, Caitlin Harkin on Tarragona Way is the respondent here. Hi. State your name and address for the record and be sworn in, please.
Caitlin Harkin, 611 Tarragona Way.
Okay? Let Captain Lee tell us that you've had a discussion with Captain Lee. Okay.
Yeah, so staff had a discussion with the applicant and reviewed the hardship documents, which are in your packet as well. And through that conversation, both parties agreed that the appropriate, it seemed like the appropriate dollar amount to resolve this was $3,000, so we both bring
I'm
that
sorry.
before you.
Excuse me,
Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot to swear her in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
can you state your name, please?
Caitlin Harkin.
Okay, will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
So we bring, both parties bring that offer of $3,000 before you for approval.
Okay. This is a single-family home, homesteaded home. You still live there?
Yes.
Okay. Questions from the board?
Yes, I have, actually, it states here in the hardship letter, in regards to substance abuse and, some inappropriate actions that caused police action. I think someone that chooses to do substance abuse and get into trouble, it's their problem. So as a hardship, I really, it's hard for me to accept that. Yeah, I know it's her husband, yeah, I know that. But he contributed to what
Yeah, it-
happened afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, it was the position that I was left in after all of that.
I know.
It's important to
Well-
remember too, or it's important to point out here that the property has now been in compliance for over a year. It's been being maintained in good order, so.
I guess something else that may be a benefit to the board would be that, while we could look at what's stated at the hardship, we also want to look at what the violation was and
Right.
the violation.
That's what
Yeah, true,
Right.
yeah.
the violation was, you were running a business or storing business equipment?
No, the violation was parking in the yard.
Parking in the yard.
Parking in the yard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
that simplifies it.
Yeah, that does simplify it.
So the reduction is 3,000.
The reduction is to $3,000.
That's the recommendation.
Moved.
So, second.
All right, Mr. Harrington made a motion, Ms. Himes made a second to reduce the amount of the lien to $3,000, subject to being paid within 30 days, or the fine will revert to the original amount. So just, you'll get a bill and just pay it, or you can pay it now if you're prepared to pay it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Are you gonna take a vote on it?
I need a vote. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay. All right, now we're going to start with our old cases. Actually, continued cases means we've heard them once before. We'll start with case number 1CB02-22-70, Jeffrey Hill. Mr. Hill here? Good morning. State your name and address for the record and be sworn in, please.
Jeffrey Hill, 1010 Libby Avenue, Daytona Beach.
Would you swear him in?
Yes, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Inspector Butler, Code Enforcement, credentials on file with the City of Daytona Beach. Since the last court proceedings, I've had several conversations, contacts with the property owner. The roof has been installed. All permits were pulled and now finalized. The only thing he has to do is a couple cosmetic things, and I would like to amend to the August cutoff.
Okay, any questions from the board? Would you like to say anything, sir? You're working on it. We like that.
Yeah, no, it's,
Okay. You're almost there, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right, Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/3 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there such a
So
motion?
moved.
Motion, Mr. Harrington. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Thank you very much. All right, case number 2, CEB 03-22-79, Clarence Haney. Mr. Haney available? Wasn't here last time either. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Since last hearing, I've had several
State
communications.
your name and, let,
My name is Inspector Jean-Baptiste with the City
Okay.
of Daytona Beach.
All right.
Credentials on file.
okay.
Since last hearing, I've had several communications with the owner, Mr. Haney. There is progress. He did apply for the permit, and he's currently in the process of building the fence himself. Per our last conversation, he was in need of funds because he's building and paying as he goes. And so as such, staff is requesting to amend to the September cutoff for compliance.
Okay, any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of not, yes?
Well, on this kind of thing, I would prefer, I'm not going to vote against it, but I would prefer that the person be here to explain why we need to do it, not just the officer.
Well, it's always better when someone gets to present their own case. I mean, but we have no control over that, right?
But
That's the second time, right?
Yeah,
I also think what's relevant here is paying as he goes, trying to save the money, taking a day off from work
well,
may
he's also
prevent or
talking
slow
to
that process.
Mr. John
Right, there's been
Batiste, so he's
communication.
talking to his code officer. And he has communication with him. But, so that's up to you. I mean,
okay,
that's what they're recommending. Do you want to do something else? or-
no,
Okay.
that's fine. Just
Yeah.
wanted to make that point.
Yeah, I know.
some of
Well,
these people,
people are giving up their rights to be here. That's nothing, I don't. Yeah, all right. Chair will amend to the previous order non-compliance, allow respondent until 8/3 to come into compliance or return to a subsequent meeting for consideration.
September cutoff.
September, you said 8/3.
Oh, September, I'm sorry. That would be 8/31, the September cutoff. Okay. Or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000. Motion? Motion, Ms. Himes, second.
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 Second, Ms. Roby, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. Ms.
I'd
Kirk,
just like to go back.
go
You
ahead.
know, if somebody came here in the office or had a different opinion, then they'd be screaming that they didn't have a right to speak.
Right.
And that's all I'm trying to say. These people really need to be told by the officers, you need to be there, because it's a two-edged sword.
Absolutely, we agree, and that's our standard procedure. Like, we tell people, even if they ask, do I have to be there? We say, hey, we always recommend you be there because it's your opportunity to speak on your behalf. We can't always speak on your behalf. We present the facts or the recommendation as we see it from our perspective.
Right.
So it's important for them to be here, and we always do recommend that.
Okay. All right, this is case number 3, CEB 0420-84. Mr. Sanders here. All right, Ms. Kirk.
Good morning, Sarah Kirk, Inspector with the city. My credentials are on file. This case is before you. It's a return case. Mr. Sanders is on the city's owner-occupied rehabilitation program. I verified that he's on the master list and roofing list. He was placed on it on August 10th of 2021. So we're still waiting. Staff is requesting to amend to the October cutoff for compliance.
So, it's not been a year, but it's been a lot. So he's been on the list since 10/21?
August 10th of 21.
Okay, 8, yeah. So almost a year, 8/10/21, okay.
Yeah, it's just for your guys' information, we are, really approaching the last quarter. We're in the last quarter of I think we're in the last quarter. Yeah, last quarter of the fiscal year. So funds get a little tight during that quarter. So, that things slow down.
It's slowed down.
Yeah.
Okay, so things are slowing down.
Open up in October.
Okay, so your recommendation is that we go till when?
October.
Okay, what is that cutoff date? What?
10-5.
10/5, okay. Chair will entertain a motion in the previous order now in compliance and will allow respondent until 10/5/22 to come into compliance or return to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000. Second. Motion, Ms. Heim, second, Ms. Marsh. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. Case number 4, CEB 01-22-39, Sarah Riles Edwards and Devin Robinson. Okay. All right, go ahead, Ms. Kirk.
Okay. Since the last hearing, I have had contact with the owner's mother, and she has sent me documentation from the engineer, and they expect to have compliance within a month's time. So staff would like to amend to the next cutoff for compliance.
I had a question.
Go ahead.
So you said they said that they'll have it done by,
Right.
do we have any proof that it will be done by then, or it's just their word?
I don't have any proof. I do have paperwork from the engineer that's
Okay.
working on
Okay.
the house. There's
All
no
right.
permit
Yeah.
application in yet, but they
Oh.
they told me they were going to have it by the first of next week. So
Well, I asked the question because they're not here.
I thought
Yeah.
that he was going to be here today. So they said they were. So I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, and for just informational purposes, the staff is trained to that if there's if somebody's saying they're doing something involves a contractor or some type of contract, we try to obtain a copy of that. We try to get as much record as we can to show that they are actually diligently pursuing that remedy. And if they're not, then absent of that information, it's just relying on their testimony, and we base our recommendations off of that type of information as well.
But I thought
Thank
that
you.
was one of the reasons we wanted to stay in contact. with all
Right.
That's true.
All right, is this a single-family home?
It is.
Owner occupied?
Yes, it will be. It's vacant right now. It went under a sale. The sale went through during while the case was open in the hearing process. So this is the one that the new buyer or the new owner is in the NACA program. Mm-hmm. So the funds
So
went
that's
through.
Robinson, that's in the NACA program?
Yes.
Okay, so Riles, Edwards sold the house to Robinson, is that what happened?
Right, that's correct. And so the NACA program offers funds for rehabbing. So the funds are already there, and then yesterday I received the contract from the engineer that's going to begin work on the house.
Yeah, this is one that's in a program, but it's actually it's far into the program. They really have
Right.
the funds already. It's really
Right.
just securing the engineering, getting the process of construction or rehab started. So I think we're very close on this one.
Okay, so your recommendation is what, till when?
Amend to the next cutoff.
All right. Chair will entertain a motion to amend, any other questions? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent Bill 83 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. Thank you, all right, and Mr. Jones, all right. Case number 5, CEB 04-22-83, Melissa Cheney. Is Cheney here? She was here last time. We're looking for Mr. Jones. Mark, are you here?
Well, Mark is out today. And I thought he had got with one of the inspectors to stand up for him, but I guess we're not. Can we just continue this case until next month?
Yes, and Chair will entertain a motion to continue this case until 8/11/2022. Such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Was that motion, Ms. Ruby, second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, case number 6, CEB 02-22-53, Diane O. Smith. Is Smith here?
Inspector.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Inspector Yates, Neighborhood Services. My credentials are on file. Since the last hearing, we've had no additional contact nor any progress on the property. I'd like to ask for a fine of $100 a day to a maximum of $10,000.
She was moving along with it, so she hasn't come back with you?
Well, no, the only thing that's ever actually been done is the demo of a rear structure that was condemned. And then sort of after that, she hasn't moved forward. We even went as far as to put her in contact with some local community services, and that she'd never engaged them or used them.
And,
Okay, because she said she was waiting for family to.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah,
was
that's-
hoping they'd be here in June. That's why we gave her till July, till this meeting. And she hasn't even talked to you?
No.
And she
Living
didn't show
there, or
up.
is that a rental?
I mean, as far as I know, she still lives there. I haven't seen any change to the occupancy.
And she showed up every time before.
Yes, she did.
Concerned that maybe something happened, but she should still answer a phone call or.
Well, I think all that is fine, but I think that the city's making a recommendation based on their experience with this case. You recommended what, 500 a day?
No, 100.
100 a day.
Oh, okay.
I like to make a motion just to fine her $50 a day, just for the benefit of the doubt that maybe something's wrong. Because she was complaining about funds too, that she didn't have the funds to.
And she had done something. She was working on stuff, but she
Yeah.
didn't seem to have, but she,
As I recall, it was less of a funding issue and more of a needed help issue. And like the inspector testified, we did get a hold
Right.
of our local community folks that like to help and volunteer, connected them together, but then she just never really
followed through.
communicated. Yeah, so, that's what was reported back to us. And, we wish it had been one of those ones where it was a success story,
Right,
but it just didn't
yeah,
work
me
out that way.
too. Yeah, because it was a sad story. So, all right. You seconded 50, all right. Ms. Roby made a motion to impose a fine of $50 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $10,000. And Ms. Himes seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay. Case number 7, CEB 06-22-131, Adam Kuvecki. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Are you Mr. Kuvecki?
I'm not, ma'am. I'm Matthew Welch from Cobb Cole. I represent Mr. Kuvecki.
Matthew, Mr. Welch.
Did you say Matthew Welch?
From Cobb Cole.
Welch, W-E-L-C-H.
Attorney. All right, so you don't need to be sworn in. Okay. And of course, you have permission from Mr. Kuvecki to speak for him.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
representing him.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we put the picture up?
Xavier, are you guys having a problem with the picture?
There it is.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Just fell.
Okay. All right, Mr. Yates, what's going on?
All right, since the last hearing, we've had contact, and the owner has a permit to finish up the work. We'd like to amend the compliance date to the November hearing to allow them to complete the work and finalize the permit.
I thought they had a permit last time.
They did have a permit, but I just want to, they've continued to work, so I want to extend it till the permit expires.
Okay.
To allow them to complete the work.
Okay, and extend it to what date?
November.
11-2.
Thank you. 11/11, okay.
So that'll be 1 year to fix a wall.
All right. All right, now, Mr. Welch, you're here today. Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
That's all I was going to ask for. He is continuing to work. He lives alone. He travels for work. He's injured right now. He was going to be here this morning with me, but he's in physical therapy, so there are some extenuating circumstances. He has bids for all the jobs.
Okay, so we're moving along,
Yes. So November works for
and
me.
it does, yeah, it has been, okay.
Make sure if he's not doing the work, I believe he pulled an owner permit, that he amends it.
He is.
because-
He's working
okay.
on a new one.
I just want to make sure.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, so recommendation to amend to 11/11, to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 11/11/22 to come into compliance, be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day.
Is that 3 months extension?
11, yeah, November. It's now,
11-2 though, right? Not 11-11.
oh, I'm sorry, 11, it would be 11/2. That's the compliance date, okay.
So moved.
All right, motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like, sign, opposed.
Nay.
Nay.
Okay, let's have a roll call here. Would you call the roll, please? We'll have a, did you want to say anything?
The date is enough there, a year to fix a wall.
May I address that?
Yes?
Sir, it's actually much more than a wall. The picture shows the wall with the new paper coating on it. But the reason that the wall is that way is because of the roof that needs to be repaired. So we have all the permits, all the estimates, which total about $65,000, but we have to do the roof first, which is the most expensive part.
Okay, so
So,
that roof is not mentioned here, so I'm only,
Right.
so that's why I'm
Right.
talking about the wall.
because I don't think the roof is a code violation.
Yeah.
I just think it has some leaky areas and the water's coming in to dilapidate the wall.
Yeah, this,
It's causing the wall, okay.
yeah, this is one of those tricky situations where they went in to address the code issue, and it becomes a little bit more than it was originally. And it has increased the cost, of course, to the respondent. But in addition to that, the respondent also had a he has the experience and the knowledge to be able to do this job and manage this type of project because he does this similar type of work. But he ended up having a injury or a procedure done in the middle of it that's make it a little harder for him to do. So that's why he's having to contract a lot of the stuff out, and it's extending the timeline a little bit. And that's why we're trying to be as lenient as we can to get this project done. That's the goal.
I went through the same thing myself, so I understand. If they had mentioned that, then I would have understood. Thank you for telling us.
Thank you.
You're not going to ask me what my opinion is?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't
Thank you.
not asking. I was
Thank you. You
just
asked
be
him,
quiet.
asked me too. But anyway, now that I got more information, I too agree.
All right, so we have a motion and a second on the floor.
So I'll
So,
amend my vote to a yes.
Yeah, me
we
too.
didn't really, because I had called for a roll call vote. We can still do
Yes.
the roll. Let's do the roll call.
Mr. Harrington,
Yes.
Ms. Marsh,
Yes.
Ms. Roby,
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Himes,
Yes.
and Ms. Weegie.
Yes. Motion carries.
Done.
Okay. Thank you. So till 11:02.
Thank you. I just want to, I'm not retained to speak on the next one. She's a very good friend of mine, and it's very unusual that she's not here.
Okay.
So I called her to make sure she was coming, and she didn't answer my call. So I was going to ask for a simple continuance on behalf of Ms. Bird. But I
Well,
don't-
let me call the case
wasn't
and
sure
we'll
what
see
you were
what
doing.
Mr. Yates has to say about it.
Yes,
and-
ma'am.
Yeah. But I got a question about that because he has to have her permission to represent her.
Right.
And according to him, calling her and her not,
All right, let's just wait a second here.
well, I'm just going by what he just said.
Yeah.
How can he just?
All right, well, we're going to take the case as it comes, and then we'll get the questions answered. Case number 8, CEB 06-22-139, Amy Bird and Bryant Bird Trust. All right, now, the person was not here before, and they're not here now. Mr. Yates, go ahead and tell us what's going on.
I've had no communication. However, a demo permit for the entire property has been pulled. So I would like to amend the October cutoff to allow the property to be demolished.
But you've had no,
No communication ever
Communication.
on the property, no ma'am.
But you did say they pull a demo.
Yeah, they have a demo permit from Sam Sula, and it's going to expire in October. So I just want to give them a chance to get rid of the property,
and so what date would you like to extend this to?
the October hearing.
Okay. 10-5. Any comments from the board now?
No.
I don't think so, that yeah. It's 10-5, yeah, 10-5.
I move that we accept the city's recommendation.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 10-5 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion, Mr. Gonzalez, a second, Ms. Marshall, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Case number 9, CB 06-22-134. Erlene Canfield and Seals Cook, oh, well, maybe that's all one name. Erlene Canfield Seals Cook, I'm guessing is one name. They weren't here last time. Okay, what can you tell us, Mr. Yates?
All right, so since the last hearing, everything has been removed except for one item, which you're going to see come up, which is right there in the corner, which they talked to me and they said they misunderstood that could be there. So I'd like to give them an additional month to come into compliance so they can remove that.
Okay, so the junk vehicle's gone.
Yes.
I mean, this case is, now here's another instance of the case being
Yeah, it's a year.
almost a year old and didn't show up before, and you had said there was contact but no progress before, or now they didn't show up again, but there's progress. But I
Yeah.
mean, why, you want to give them till, you just want to
just one more month because, like I said, they talked to me, they called me, they said they're moving it this week. And I mean, I would even be fine if you guys want to do an auto fine that starts next week or something like that. But I really think the case is going to be resolved in the
Okay.
next couple days.
Okay.
I think the auto fine is a great idea.
No. I don't know whether that's just paperwork that we don't need to do. If Mr. Yates believes that it's going to be taken care of
Yeah, I agree.
within the next month, that,
It'll just be 1 month of the
Yeah.
fine, so.
right, right.
So
Okay.
All right, so Mrs. Himes is making a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/3 to come into compliance and return to a subsequent meeting for consideration fine of up to $1,000 a day. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay. Yeah. Case number 10, CEB 06-22-125. Brett and Jennifer Crawley, are they here? Okay, they were here last time.
All right, so since the last hearing, they've had a meeting with city officials, including zoning, building, and our own staff, where they went over and broke down all the different issues with permitting that they have. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to amend to the next compliance date to see if they do get all their permits. And that way, if they don't, we can go ahead and move forward with the
Well,
fine.
what is the let's go, no permit for deck or rear structure.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you'll see you can see it in this
All right,
picture,
yeah,
but there's
I
another
remember
better, in
that.
the rear there, they're building
Yeah.
a two-story structure around that, which sort of advised as it stands isn't going to be allowed, but there's some different things they can do to apply possibly for a variance. In addition to that.
So a variance as well, they need?
Yes,
Okay.
because part of that is built in the easement for the utility company, so they need permission from the utility
Right.
company to have it there. In addition, if you go back to the photo you were just on, one more. Yeah, the one where it was clear up front, I'm sorry. Right there, you'll see that all that on the front of the structure was also built without permit. That's the other issue. And then on the side of the home, he's also built 2 wooden structures. But since we just had that meeting with everyone in the city not less than 12 days ago, I feel that I need to give him at least 30 days to see if he indeed will proceed and get all his permits.
Or remove the structure.
Or remove, correct, or begin the demolition of the structures.
So this has been going on since October of '21?
Yes, it's been a very long road as far as going back with zoning for the owner. So we just want to make sure we give him ample time.
Has he had an engineer's study?
That he's going to need to if he wants to keep everything, yes.
No way this is going to be resolved in 30 days.
That's
Well,
correct.
So here's, I think, city's
What do you
position.
expect to happen in 30 days?
Him to get the permit.
I expect him to contract with an engineer if that's what's necessary and apply for the permits or begin the removal of the unpermitted structures.
Yeah, city staff would be reluctant to offer to amend to anything other than the next month because there's been a level of misunderstanding as to what's been required throughout this process. And we do believe that the staff meeting with all departments probably, or we're hopeful that it was a churning point in the mindset and that we're on a path to getting this resolved.
And we'll
But
see.
it will be up to the respondent to kind of prove that over the next 30 days
Okay.
or so. And for us to kind of continue
Yeah,
from there.
because I mean, it's fairly complicated when you start involving all these other departments and, meetings and, okay. Everybody okay with that? All right. Chair will entertain motion to amend previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/3 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion?
So moved.
second.
Motion, that was motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Okay, case number 11, Shannon Martin now. It used to be Shannon Shore, now Shannon Martin. It was here last time and here again. Okay, good. Okay. Well, here, go ahead. State your name and address for the record.
Shannon Martin, 1480 North Peninsula Drive, Daytona Beach.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Yates?
All right, so since the last hearing, we have had contact. Permits have been applied for, and she has gotten together with an engineer so that she can get the wall repaired. So I would like to amend the compliance to the September cutoff to allow that work to take place.
Okay, questions from the board?
You've got a new one there. What is address numbers don't contrast with their background?
Okay, so, and this is actually, if you look right at this picture right here, you'll see that there's 299 as the address label, and you can barely see them because they're painted white. So basically, they need to be in a way that emergency response could read it.
Okay, they're in the wrong place.
And it's the same code that deals with having numbers in the first
Right.
place. It just dictates what general size and the contrast should be.
Now, what was the, I have a question. What was the Airbnb confusion?
This house was originally an Airbnb when I purchased it 6 years ago. The
Got it.
299 Manhattan is not an address at all. It's not a listed address. It's not an address of any. That whole property is 1480 North Peninsula.
Okay.
The 299 Manhattan was listed on there previously when I purchased it. I just never bothered with it and left it the same because I didn't feel like it affected anything. The whole property is 1480 North Peninsula. 299 Manhattan means nothing.
So you're
Okay.
gonna just pull those off?
I can just pull them off, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. All
I
right.
think they did that so when they could rent it, they rented it separately. Because every time I went there during the process of purchasing the property, there was someone living in the Airbnb or living in the mother-in-law suite, and then
Okay.
the main house was the Airbnb.
Okay,
So I can pull those off easily.
okay.
There's also a mailbox there. I don't know if that makes
Do
a
you
difference.
live there?
I do.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I noticed you announced the name. Did we make a formal name change last?
I think we did when she was sworn in last time, no?
I
All right,
don't-
Well, we need to make a name
Yeah, I don't
change,
think we
so
have one.
it goes from Shannon Shore to Shannon Martin. She did tell us that.
So if you could just.
Do we
put it
need
in
a
motion.
motion?
Change
You just
Motion
included-
to have name change from Shannon Shore to Shannon Martin. Ms. Roby, second.
Second.
Mr. Gonzalez, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. And the recommendation is for till next,
September.
till the September cutoff, okay? Go ahead.
Changing, or we adding Martin to Shore?
We're-
Shannon Shore.
Right now, all the documentation downstairs with permit is Shannon Martin Shore, because my driver's license does say Martin, but a lot of the things, including the house, is still Shore.
So how would you like it to read that will be legal?
However you would like to do it, my license say Martin, so if I have to have something notarized or put into record, it would be listed as Martin for
I
the
think-
fact that's my driver's
I
license.
think for clarity purposes, if it's okay with you, we'll just list it as, Shannon Shore. I think it's how it's on the private places, and then brackets after it, we'll put Shannon Martin, if
That's
that's.
Okay.
perfect.
is
fine.
this
Had to
the-
write us a check, what would it say?
is that
It
what-
would say neither, because I don't want to write a check.
I'm a little concerned.
I
about-
do have some
A
questions.
little concerned
though.
about the September cutoff with the numbers. I think the numbers should be done sooner than that. That could be done today.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pull those numbers
Okay.
off today. It's fine.
If there's an emergency, we need the numbers out there now.
I'm sorry?
If there's an emergency, we need the numbers now, not a month from now.
No, I'm saying the number, I'm going to pull those numbers off. I can list that as put 1480 on that, but I've also corrected the house numbers in front of the
Yeah,
house.
yeah, she has the 1480. It was the
It's in front of the
mislabeling
house.
there.
Okay, good.
So that's a
Okay, good.
clarification. I think I had the same question.
Yeah, the mother-in-law suite is listed as 299, but it is not.
Right.
It's
So-
1480.
The actual property address is property
1480.
address and it's visible.
And it's there,
That's
good.
the-
Yes,
that's-
correct. You can actually, in one of these pictures there, you can
Yep.
see it right there.
That's important.
Okay.
So, but to
I
avoid
wouldn't
any
put any
confusion.
numbers on it.
Yeah, I don't know why those are there.
Oh, yours are illegal.
Okay.
I do have other
So
questions.
are we settled, if with the name
Yeah, we
thing?
changed it with the name.
Is everybody clear what the name should be? Not us, it doesn't need to be us, but for all the paperwork.
Everything downstairs for permitting is
Says what?
is Shore Martin.
Shore
Martin
Martin,
Shore.
what would you like to have
I
it
would be
say?
more comfortable with this style, this case being Shannon Martin, and we'll have to just figure it out if we had some conflict with the paperwork.
So you wanted to say Shannon Martin?
Yes, if anything, if we're gonna put the paren, I would rather the paren be with the shore and the paren, not in.
I would agree with him because she already said her driver's license and other documents are in Martin.
But the house is in Shore. I never did change
Well, no, I said
Yeah.
other things, but
Our
I
anticipation is
understand
we
about
don't
the
have to worry
house.
about that at all.
All right, look, I don't, it's, we're obviously the same person. What we need to do is for the attorneys or whoever to tell us how they want it read, and if that's satisfactory with
You
her,
want Shore Martin?
we're done with this, correct? Okay.
I want Shannon Martin, and then
Okay.
you put paren.
That's what you want, as far as I-
So we've already made a motion to that effect.
Right, and we did. So did we vote? All in favor, say, I think we
We
did
did,
too.
we did.
Okay, good.
Can you repeat
Somebody
that? I
can
didn't
take a
get
cut
that.
off.
What?
You didn't get what part?
This is ridiculous.
The motion was to amend the name to Shannon Martin. Who made the motion? Ms. Roby, who second?
I was the second.
Mr. Gonzalez, second. And it was, all yeses, I think.
That was
You know, I know it seems, to all of you out there, it does seem, like we're going a little overboard on this, but it's important that all the names match for legal reasons. So we need to get it straightened out, that's all.
We need a
So
motion.
now it's straightened out. We had a motion and a second and a vote.
Right.
Okay.
We need-
Now, we
Martin
need
has
a
a
motion
question.
to amend the, what?
She has
has
a
a question.
Go ahead.
Yes, I need longer than September. I will be in medical care until September 8th, not being able to do anything until then. I also have emailed our city manager with a response last night that Denzel Sykes will be in communication with me this week, but then I got a reply email from him this morning that he is out until July 18th. I've also spoken to Mr. Bromley, who is working on permits with the homeowner at 301 Manhattan. The wall is more than what the wall looks like. That wall has dirt in it. The wall that you can see directly behind it that's gray, that's concrete with the white fence on top, right directly behind that is a swimming pool. So for there to be a swimming pool there, permitting is very flabbergasted that there's ever a pool that was permitted for a front yard, because that is not allowed in the city of Daytona. So that homeowner has permits till the end of July. That wall that is there in the gray does not have footers, does not go to the ground. It just sits on top of my dirt. If I move any of that dirt, it's all going to come forward. So I have brothers that are in concrete. I have a very good friend that is in concrete. I have 5 brothers. They all do construction, so they will all come and help me, especially during my medical condition that I have to take care of. Mr. Bromley has been very helpful. He said that the drawing the engineer does not have to do the work. The engineer has to come out and draw it to make sure that when we touch anything on that wall, that pool that is in the front yard of 301 does not move. If I move anything on my property, that pool sits right there. That other wall has no footers, it just sits there on dirt.
All right. Look, so we have 3 addresses here. Are they all the same?
No, 301 is not my property, but our retention walls, that you can see in the front of that picture, all kind of touch and
Could you
connect.
point to that? I'm getting confused as to where is what.
Are you able to?
You see the white?
Yeah.
The pool's behind there.
It's directly there. I have a picture of an
Is
aerial
that
picture.
your pool?
That is not.
That's
That's
their.
301 Manhattan's pool.
Madam Chair, I believe the inspector may be able to give you a little more clarity.
Okay, go
So
ahead,
the
Mr.
reason why we're asking for this amount of time is we were told that the engineering work was going to take 4 weeks. So we need to make sure that takes place in that time period, Because if not, then, we need to go ahead and move forward. But as long as they do move along, that's fine. So that's why we're asking for September, even though the work most likely will take longer than that. But just to make sure that it does move forward as it's supposed to.
Is that green wall yours?
The green wall that is cracked in the front is
Yeah.
mine, to there, correct. That, to that property line is mine.
And whose is the rest?
301.
301.
The neighbors. It's just that the way it looks, it's almost part of the property, but it's not.
How it was,
Where that gate is,
that's not my property, correct.
That's
Correct.
not your property.
No,
Is
ma'am.
that your house right there?
The
No, ma'am.
side on the left-hand side.
To the left is mine.
Is that your front door?
That is the front door to the mother-in-law suite.
Oh, and
That has the 299 on it, that's not the 299.
Okay, I got it. So the 299.
And I asked for the 4 weeks for the engineer because the engineer that is going to come and stamp the drawing is already drawn up, but Bromley has asked that an engineer stamps it to make sure that that work will make sure that nothing, shifts or takes place.
Well, all right, so we'll go, here's my opinion about this. We'll go for 2 months to get all this done. And you'll come back in 2 months, and let's hope that there's some progress with all of this.
Yeah, the engineer that's going to stamp the drawing that's already drawn up, he's in Napa on vacation.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you so much for being
Okay.
there.
that will be,
It's not been fun.
All right, anybody else have questions or?
No, if until the end of September.
Right.
If we can continue it, we can amend it to the next month if we need to.
All right, so we're amending it to the September cutoff,
yes.
8/31.
8/31.
So moved.
All right, Mr.
have
Harrington
a-
made a motion,
Can I
second.
make another comment?
If it's germane, yeah, go ahead.
The permit that I did pull originally, I did go amend yesterday, so it was to remove the wall, but then when Bromley explained to me the reason with the wall could not be removed, I did amend that permit. You might not see that yet, so I just wanted to
right.
make sure
It's
that
in
that
there.
was made aware.
Okay, that's all part of this.
Yeah.
So who made the motion to 8:31? Mr. Harrington, second. Mr. Gonzalez? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay. So if you're not available to come in that day, you can send one of your brothers.
That lives
Whatever.
3 hours away.
Well, whatever.
So 8:30.
Or just make sure you talk to Mr. Yates.
So 8:31.
Will be September.
The meeting is September 8th, right, September 8th.
That's the day I will be released from medical care.
Okay.
It's actually the doctor's note that I sent to Officer Yates that 9/8/22 at 2 p.m. is my next doctor's appointment
Mr.
to be
Yates have
released.
an ability to get whatever paperwork you've got in progress, so that
And I may be able to do it via Zoom if I'm not capable
Yeah,
of
you could
driving
do it.
here.
Okay,
That's
we've
what-
decided this case, this is it, I think we're gonna, is that all right with you? What?
all.
Okay, let's move on. Thank you.
So the next date was 9/8.
Yes, Case number 13, CEB 06-22-142.
happened at 12.
Oh, did I miss 12? Sorry, skipped one at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. CEB, this is case 12, 06-22-136. Stylianis Sukakkalis. You gotta tell me again.
Stylianos Tsoukalas.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please be sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Yates, what's going on?
All right, so since the last hearing, we've had no contact, and the only progress that was made was that they pulled a permit to replace 50 roof shingles when they replaced the entire roof. So I would like to ask for a fine of $100 a day to a maximum of $15,000.
Okay, we're gonna need to look into this. All right, so a permit was pulled to,
Replace 40 to 50 shingles, and if you'll notice, both sides of the roof have been replaced, and essentially, They just pulled a permit for the new repair they're doing and didn't bother to pull a repair for all the work, or a permit for all the work they already did.
But I got permit for both.
No. He got a permit to replace 40 to 50 shingles, but he replaced the entire roof.
Oh.
All right, wait a minute. Wait,
Okay.
let's just do one person at a time here talking. And
Sorry.
Mr. Gonzalez, what's your question?
No, my question was to Mr. Yates. I wanted to assert, the permit, was the permit for 40 or 50 or for the whole roof?
40 to 50 shingles, I believe, was the number on there.
Okay, thank you.
And in fact, Mr. Yates, you're saying that the whole roof got replaced?
Yes.
Which is a good thing, probably. However, a permit is needed for replacing the entire roof rather than 40 to 50 shingles.
Correct. And that, they were made aware that they needed the whole roof permit, but since they did it in two sections, I believe they were just trying to do a repair permit instead of the whole permit that's needed. Because since they already finished the work, they would have to tear up that part of the roof to get their inspection done.
Say that again.
Okay, so in a roof, you have two inspections, and since they've already covered all their work, they can't do that inspection. So that's why they didn't pull a permit. They only pulled a permit for half the roof that they're doing now.
Meantime, he has a brand-new roof.
Yes,
But it's not been inspected.
but it's not
and
been
there's no
inspected and
permit,
it's unpermitted.
and it's unpermitted.
Can he go and amend the permit?
He could get a new permit for a whole re-roof, but like I said, he would be required then to, I believe, tear off a section of the roof.
How
but the
much,
permit-
how much of the roof? The
There-
40 to 50 shingles?
No, there's, so on a roofing permit, when you get an after-the-fact permit for roofing, you have to still meet the standards of fulfilling those original inspections. So you have to remove usually a portion of the roof at least, if not, I mean, it depends on the roof, but
This
you
is
have to.
dry and
Yeah.
check, right?
There you go. That's
you gotta
exactly what
check
it
to
is.
Make sure that all of those parts were
And the
done
nails and
correctly as
everything
well.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a question. If you knew that you were going to replace the whole roof, why did you get a permit?
Okay.
just to replace?
First things first. When I got this, the first violation, okay, he wrote down that I have a broken window on the second floor. I don't have a second floor.
Okay, but that's not.
I understand, can I please
Okay,
explain?
I'm sorry, but that's
Okay.
not anything we're going to talk about because it's not on this.
I totally understand that, but
Okay.
do you see a second floor there? No. The other side of this house has a dormer just like that.
Okay.
My dormer was broke. I fixed it.
Well, maybe that's what he was talking about, the
Yeah,
dormer.
I was
got it.
incorrect. It was a dormer, not a window. That's why
Thank
it
you.
was removed, and that's why it's not on the CEB2.
I replaced that, fixed that. He told me I had dirt and grime on the house. I don't know where the grime and stuff was, but what it is in Florida, you get that blackish stuff that goes up on the side there.
Mildew.
Exactly. So what I did is I painted the whole entire house. I fixed the roof that was dilapidated on the one side. He never wrote down, I need to replace the whole roof. It said dilapidated roof. That side does not look bad, okay? I'm just saying, the other side did look a lot worse. So what I did is I went up there and I replaced that half of the roof. I got the dormer fixed, and then I started painting the house. Now, last time I was here, his supervisor was here, okay? So I did all my stuff. I sent him an email. No one ever called me back. So when I came here last time, okay, I was unaware that he reimposed all this until I got a letter in the mail that said I need to be here. I said, all my stuff is done on my email, okay? Give me a call, come by, do something. Just like that last lady that was here, no communication. After I communicated with him and I found out that I had to be here again, or last time, okay, he said, oh, don't worry, don't worry. All you gotta do is just show that you're gonna do the work. And they'll extend the stuff. I said, all right, what do you need me to do? said, start fixing everything and start cleaning everything. I said, no problem. They'll extend the time. I painted the entire house. That roof was done last time. It was done like January. Okay? I come back now, pulled a permit, because you guys told me, hey, didn't pull a permit. I didn't know you had to pull a permit to roof your own house or half your house. Okay, so lo and behold, that was done. As soon as I left here last time, I went and got a permit to replace not 40 or 50 shingles. I put on there, on my permit, okay, 4 to 5 squares. That's 400 feet. Now, I did that. I dried the one side in on the other side over
What
there.
is a square, 10 by
okay?
10?
It's, yeah, it's like, yeah. So now I got a permit. I'm halfway done the roof, okay? I'm replacing, as you see there, wood that's rotted. I'm doing everything you guys are telling me, and now you want me to go back and impose a fine on me when this guy hasn't called me.
All right, hold on.
I don't
All right,
understand.
all right, just hold on
I
a
have,
second.
I have some information to
Go
provide.
ahead, and I'd like to see, all right, well, let's, okay.
Did I hear you say that you did not know that you were supposed to have a permit to do the roof?
Right.
Did I hear that?
Because what I was under the assumption is a homeowner can do its own repairs.
You still have to get a permit.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can, you have to pull a
All right,
permit.
I-
it's up to
yeah.
us to tell him what he needs to do. It's up to
Okay.
the city to tell him what he needs to do.
Okay.
But the 40 to 50 shingles is a lot different than, how many squares? did
My
you
permit's
say?
for 4 squares,
Four.
4 to 5 squares.
4 to 5 squares. If each square is 10 by 10,
I think I can clear some of this up for you.
Okay.
Okay,
Captain
so while you were speaking, I pulled up the permit, I pulled up the supplemental permit form, in which it has a box that says, explain the work. And in handwriting, assuming the applicant, when they filled out the form, wrote, take off about 30 to 40 shingles and replace. So that is the scope of work that was described.
And that's what was permitted.
And that's ultimately was permitted. In addition to that, the permit was not applied for after the last meeting in May. It was applied for this month. So, you know, that's just additional information for you. May there have been communication issues? Absolutely. We had to cancel last month's magistrate meeting because of COVID and different issues in the office. Staff members have been out for training and other things as well, which is part of why Mr. Yates wasn't here last time. And we've been doing our best to keep up with that communication. But none of that communication.
What's reflected in the minutes? What, if I went back to the minutes here,
Dilapidated roof, dirt and grime.
what was the ruling? And the discussion, is there anything, can you tell me what the number was in, I didn't bring the,
Number 34.
last time it was 34?
Yeah.
So it was Inspector Jones,
He was only speaking for Kevin.
correct? Right, field generator.
It was the same thing.
The reference to squares, when he brings up the permit, there is a section of the permit that talks about the plywood or the decking material.
Right.
The decking material that he indicates he's using is plywood, and the area in which he indicates that he is applying that plywood or repairing that plywood is 2 to 3 squares.
Okay. All right. So here's what we're, to my understanding, what we're looking at now is that he needs to he re-roofed the whole thing, is that correct? You've re-roofed
Correct.
the whole roof now, is that right?
Almost, yes.
Okay.
I mean, the one half was done January. before.
So is
Right.
there still another half to do?
That's the half that's being done on the other side.
Is it finished?
It's 3/4 finished.
So
It
it's
hasn't-
not finished? All right.
Not finished.
So you've done a half of the roof without a permit. You have another half to do, and you don't have a permit for that. Is that correct?
And then when he filled out the permit, he filled it out incorrectly, which appears to be on purpose.
Right. What? Well, why'd you do that?
Why did I do what? To
Fill it
finish the
out.
other half of the roof. I might have wrong, but I don't know squares and all that. I mean, I know how to repair a roof. I know how to get up there and fix it, dry it in and all that, but
Madam
now,
Chair,
I swear I put 4 to 5 squares on that thing, okay? Which would have been the other side of that roof. So am I paying a fine? I mean, like I said, this guy didn't communicate with me, sent me back here, and
You weren't clear last time that you needed a permit?
Madam Chair.
last time I was here,
Yeah.
yes, they told me I needed the permit.
Okay.
I went and got the
All
permit.
right, okay, I think we've heard enough. Does anybody on the board have questions? Mr. Captain Lee, do you want to say something?
I just want to reiterate the facts here, is that the first notice was given in this case, December 18th of 2021. His own testimony is that he's done work in January.
Right.
Let's just assume for a second, we'll give him benefit of the doubt, he didn't know he needed a permit. Well, that's what he was cited for back in, or that's what he's been told in this process since then. And he has then sought a permit, did additional work, and when he sought the permit, he didn't fill out the permit properly, and filled it out for a lesser amount.
Right.
So the reality is that throughout this whole process, he's done work without permit. He's been told that.
Right.
And he's not making the corrections and taking action to fix it. And I think that's why staff's here.
Right. Okay.
Asking for
All
what
right.
they're asking for.
The fix to this is to get a permit, correct? And
It's been that, yes.
that may require taking off part of the roof to,
It requires whatever it requires.
I don't
That
know.
staff's going to have to work through
Okay.
that with
All
him.
right.
But the reality is roofing permits, as you guys know, are very, very important. Those inspectors are very,
That's
very
right.
important. This is a beachside
Right.
home, and that's protection of the community.
okay, I agree.
Okay.
All right,
I have a motion I can make,
go ahead.
I think. Since today seems to have been like Christmas in July, I would like to make a motion that we amend to our next meeting, at which time, if he has not met the requirements of getting the appropriate permit, that a fine of $200 starts at that time.
You're asking for two conflicting things, I believe, in there. You're asking for an amended cutoff and also an auto fine. I think if you're attempting to do an auto fine, you just need to pick a date in which you want him to comply by, and then state what you want the auto fine to be. But the attorney can maybe
Yeah.
respond better.
Motion kind of says the opposite of each.
Say it. I'm sorry, I didn't hear him. I didn't hear the attorney.
Charlie couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying that just you kind of contradict each other. On the one hand, you want to find a start, but you don't want to find a start because you want the to become in compliance. Got to do one or the other.
Right, well, I want to amend it. His recommendation is to start a fine today of $100. I want to amend till our next meeting. If our next meeting is not in compliance, then we could start a fine of $200 a day.
Yeah, if
So-
I can, I think I know what Mr. Gonzalez is asking for. Probably don't want to use the language here, amend, you're not really amending.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You're asking for a fine to be imposed, but that fine to be imposed in the future if he fails.
So
to
that,
comply.
that would be an auto fine,
auto.
correct?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
If he comes in
can
compliance,
we do,
then no fine.
a fine starting today at a much
Yeah,
lesser
lesser
cost,
amount.
like $25 a day?
Of 50.
That way, it'll make him move a little bit faster to
You
go
do that
get
if
the
you want.
permit to do the right thing.
All right, the city asked for $100 a day, up to 15. So you don't live there?
I have the house right there, right next.
Do you live there?
Yes, it's 466 Nautilus Avenue.
Why would it be up to 15K
Then,
then?
no, it's 10.
10,
I
okay.
believe you lived in the house
It's
next
10.
door.
Okay.
I have the address for my parents next
Yeah,
door.
that's
Okay,
all
where-
right.
which house do you live in?
It's cleared up.
Let's get a
It's
motion
cleared
on the
up.
floor.
No, I'm sorry.
Second.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, I'd like to call the question.
I'm
What?
sorry, we don't have it cleared up. He seems to be stating he lives in the house next door.
So which,
No, I have my address at my parents' house next door.
okay, then yeah, then 15.
So you don't
Who lives
actually
in that
physically
house?
live
Who occupies
at
it?
You
that
don't
address?
live there.
No.
Okay, so he doesn't live at that address. He lives next door.
All right, I'm about done with this. Who lives there?
Who lives there? Nobody.
No, there are cars out front every day.
No,
Thank you. So it's
Okay, I'd like to make a
15,000.
15,000.
15K, that's it, okay.
That we impose a fine of $25 a day, up to 15,000, or until he comes into compliance.
Right.
All right, there's a motion on the floor, and we're done with testimony, done with questions. Motion on the floor to impose a fine of $25 a day
Yes.
against
Have it
the
at 15.
respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches the maximum of $15,000. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes. I want a roll call vote, please. So let's have a roll call vote, please.
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
No. Motion passes.
Yes, it's 4 to
though.
2.
Yeah, 4 to 2. Motion passes. You're being fined today, $25 a day until you come into compliance, up to $15,000. This case is over now. So stay in contact, get done what you need to do because you're being fined $25 a day starting today. We're done with this case.
All right. Thank you.
Case number 13, CEB 06-22-142. Mr. Yates, Dewey Cooper and Debbie Cooper weren't here last time. How about this time? All right, go ahead.
All right, since the last hearing, I've had no contact and there's been no progress on any of the permits. I'd like to ask for a fine of $100 a day to a maximum of $15,000.
Is this, the people live there or?
Not that I've been able to see. I've tried to contact at least 5 or 6 times and just have never been able to make it.
Just vacant?
Yeah, I mean, there was a worker I met at one point very early in the case, and I gave him even all the information, and I've just never had contact with the owners.
So are you, so they
Outside of
have
that,
the
sorry.
fence up.
Yeah. And they started a renovation on the interior, ductwork and things like that, and then their permit expired midway through. And you can even see the fixtures on the outside, the electrical wires just hanging. Basically, midway through renovation, they just stopped.
Okay, so work stopped and no permits.
Right, no permits now.
And how much fine, Kevin?
$100 a day.
All right. All right. Ms. Himes made a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue until compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15K. Is there a second?
Second.
Have they signed for the?
Yes, we're,
That's always a good thing.
go ahead.
Have they signed for the to receive their notices?
No, it was posted.
It's been going on for a long time. I know.
Something
I've passed
odd.
by this house.
Something odd there. Anyway, that's all I wanted
Okay.
to know.
All right, and Mr. Gonzalez, you still want to second that motion? 100 a day up to
That's what I
15?
seconded the first time, yes.
Okay, but we had discussion after that, and it was,
Well.
all right,
my motion
okay,
got
stop.
cut off.
I'm done.
You asking?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. What time is it?
14 to 15,
Okay.
compliance. 10:30.
All right, Mr. Harrington
Left the building.
has left for a minute, so we're down, we still have a quorum. We're going to continue. Case number 16. CEB 06-22-138, Nicole Marjanowitz. Didn't show last time, not here now. Go ahead, Mr. Stinson.
Good morning, Inspector Stinson. Qualifications are on file. Since the last hearing, this owner has been to the office. She's presented paperwork. There's a roof permit that has been issued on 5/24. The wall permit was just approved on 7/11. We are asking to amend this case to the August cutoff for the work to be done.
Anybody have any comments? Chair will entertain a motion to amend previous order of noncompliance, allow respondent until 8/3 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, is there a second? Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 17, CEB 06-22-124. Yvonne C. Pierce, who was deceased. Her son Stephen was here last time. Is he here this time? No. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Stinson, please.
Yes, since the last hearing, I've been in contact with Stephen. He has had an appointment with Mary Hamilton with the city to be evaluated for assistance on replacing the roof. I haven't got a response back from her yet for that. I'd like to amend this case to the August cutoff.
Okay. What's it need here?
Question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So why are we, if she hasn't responded, why are we?
She is not alive. Her
Oh.
son Stephen.
Oh, it's son, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/3/2022 to come into compliance and be returned to a subsequent meeting of the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day. Such a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like
Aye.
sign opposed. Case number 18, CEB 06-22-126. James E. and Anna Souders. Daughter showed up, and the fiance came last time.
Yes. Since
And
the
they
last,
have the power of attorney, evidently, right?
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Since the last hearing, the permit has been reinstated and is good until September 16th. I've had a phone conversation with the daughter on 7/7. The gutters are being installed on the 20th. The soffit is on back order, but should be in within the next 3 weeks. The painting is almost done. I'd like to amend this case to the August cutoff.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to amend previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/3 to come into compliance or be returned to a subsequent meeting of the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion? Motion, Ms. Himes, is there a second?
Second.
Can have it.
Second, Ms. Marshall, in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 19, CEB 06-22-128. Hope and Kenneth Lindsay. They weren't here last time. Have any contact, sir?
No, since the last hearing, I've only had 2 phone calls. The second phone call, they've actually asked me to come out to perform a reinspection. It was not in compliance then. My last inspection of that property was yesterday. It remains in non-compliance. The city is asking for imposition of a fine of $100 per day to be capped at $10,000.
What, have they done anything? Do they have permits?
No, no permits. Nothing has been done. There's just been some shuffling of items on the property. That's the best way I can describe
Okay.
it.
Is the bulk parking still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so everything basically is there and they don't have any permits?
Correct.
Okay, even though they called you, and what are you recommending?
$100 per day to be kept at 10,000.
Any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to amend the previous order of noncompliance to allow respondent, oh no, sorry. Chair will entertain a motion to impose a fine of $100 per day against the respondent effective today and continue till compliance is achieved, reaches a maximum of $10,000.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Harrington, second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 20, CEB 06-22-141, Virginia Soderin Estate. Anyone here? No. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Stanton.
Since the last hearing, there has been no contact, no change in the property. City is asking for $100 per day to be capped at 10,000.
Are you sure somebody lives there, John?
Actually, I believe the property is vacant.
And it has been notified, you posted it.
Yes, I've posted notice of violation and notice of hearing.
So this is an estate, right?
Yes,
So that means Ms. Soderin is probably not alive? Is that what that?
We don't.
Yeah, with the estate, because it'd be at a trust if it wasn't, yeah.
Yeah. So why is it up to $10,000 now if nobody lives there? It's not a homeowner property.
We base it
Last
off of-
use, we base it generally on its last use. That's kind of been our practice.
Yeah, actually though, hang on, can you, hang on one second?
Okay.
Whatever you said, I couldn't hear through her head. What's a lawyer?
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's true.
Actually, I just pulled this property up and it's a non-homesteaded property, so actually the cap would be 15 on this one.
But just for clarification, it's not based solely on whether it's homestead or not, it's based on whether it's owner occupied.
Occupied.
But the determination is that, looking at the circumstance, it wasn't homesteaded at the time of the person's death would suggest that it probably was not occupied by that owner at that time.
So no one's come forward to put a claim on this
No.
property as far as,
Not that we're aware of.
okay.
Yeah.
So what, I think I'd like to make a motion to go on the city's recommendation of the fine for $100 a day.
Okay, effective today and
Second.
till compliance is achieved or reaches a maximum of $15,000. And motion, that was motion, Ms. Roby, second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed, motion carried. Case 21, CEB 06-22-145. Stephen A. Mezzapopoulos.
Mezzapelli.
Mezzapelli.
Can you state your name again?
Stephen Mezzapelli, 1329 Edgewater, Daytona Beach.
Okay, will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
And you were here last time, too, for the record.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. All right, so, Mr. Sensen, what's going on?
Since the last hearing, I've had very good contact with the property owner. He has begun the variance process. My last inspection of the property was on 7/6. He's currently still in the variance process. I'd like to amend this case to the September cutoff.
What is the various process?
Well, the issue of where the shed is placed. Currently, it doesn't meet the setbacks that are required, so he's asked for a variance to allow him to keep the shed in the same spot.
How far are you in the process? Have you done your letters and?
I submitted the application. The city wanted a new survey. We did that. And then Ms. Phillips found some stuff on the survey she was concerned about, so they had to come out and redo another survey. So we're in the still, it's a slow process.
Right, yes, we know. Okay. Any other comments?
What was it asked for September?
September cutoff, yeah, because there's still, you have to go before a board?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You have to go to the Board of Adjustment.
Right,
Your
Board of
neighbors
Adjustment,
can
right.
come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Sign, letters.
okay. All right,
To make recommendation to take the cities.
okay. Ms. Roby's made a recommendation to amend the previous order of noncompliance and allow respondent until 8/31 to come into compliance to be returned to a subsequent meeting for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very likely that this won't get before the Board of Adjustments any earlier than September.
Right. Well, I mean, I think, it's sometimes good to just, so we know what's still going on, So you let these things go months and months.
The shed's been there since year one, probably.
Zero. I don't know. A while.
Let's not talk about his case. He left.
All right,
left.
we're done. Yeah, okay. All right, now we're going to start our new cases. We're not here to fine, you will not get fined today. Instance of a new case unless it is a will fine, which happens for things like parking on the grass and a few, very few other cases. We're here to just see if your case is in compliance or not in compliance. That's it. Yes or no question. All right, so we're going to start with case 22. CEB 07-22-159. Frederick Smallhoff. Is he here? Okay.
Madam Chair, you did say nobody would be fined. I just sort of remind that if things may appear in this section that are repeat violations. I don't know if you clarified that. Okay, I apologize. I was talking to the attorney.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I didn't hear that.
No, I said there could be some instances. Okay. Okay, that's
You're
right.
excused.
Basically, we also decide how long a period of time you might have to come into compliance. So let's start with case number 22, CEB 07-22-159, Frederick Smallhoff, who is not here. Mr. Stenson.
Yes, this is a complaint-driven case. It was cited for electrical boxes hanging off the side of the house, peeling paint, exterior walls, rotting material, damaged gutters, and damaged garage doors. I've had no contact with this property owner. There's been no change. There's been multiple re-inspections, the last one being on 6/28. City was asking for non-compliance and compliance by the next cutoff.
Any questions? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent committed compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/3, 2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion, Mr. Harrington. Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Case 23, CEB 07-22-166, Myrtle Burton.
Madam Chair, this city, due to a foreclosure process occurring on this property, we've
On
actually.
this property, Mr. Garcia's?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're choosing to pull this from the agenda rather than proceed with the hearing.
Case 23 is being,
We're just withdrawing it.
are we continuing it or?
We are just withdrawing it. There's no
Withdrawing it.
action,
A
no action
motion?
needed by the
Okay,
board.
so this, case number 23 is withdrawn. We don't need a motion for that.
Morning.
Okay. Good morning. That's it? Okay, case 24, CEB 07-22161, Liliosa Bohensky Estate. Good morning. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Tara Salvati, 401 North Oleander Avenue, Daytona Beach, Florida. Mrs. Bohensky, deceased.
Ma'am, can you spell your last name for me?
Yes, S-A-L-V as in Victor, A-T-I.
Tara Silva. Okay. Yeah,
You-
be sworn in and then you can, well,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
And state your affiliation to?
I was her caregiver, friend for a lot of years, and she passed away on January 3rd. We've been trying to fix the house up for her. And I guess when Irma came, I don't know if I could say anything. I just got to say something real quick. But when Irma came, she had gotten a reverse mortgage on her house, and they hired a company, and they charged her $26,000. They were supposed to fix the roof. Apparently, they never got a permit, and I've been trying to help her out, and then she died.
who have you
so.
been trying to help out?
Trying to get these people to come and fix the roof the
But-
right way.
So, am I to understand that Lily is alive?
No, ma'am. She just passed away in January.
Trying to help out.
I have been trying to help her get the
Help who?
roof properly repaired.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
I think she's saying she's trying to help.
Trying to help the estate.
Trying to help the estate get to,
Oh, before you were trying to get everything done.
Even
Okay.
now, she's trying to get this.
they never got a permit when they did the roof. I feel like they took advantage of an elderly lady.
Well, they did, but we can't. I
But
mean,
you guys
sounds
get-
like
I've been down to the city. I tried to
Right,
call
I
Claire
can't
Metz.
comment on that.
I'm sorry,
Do you have?
Madam Chair?
I'm
We got a little off in our order with the inspector hasn't presented any facts for the case or anything. I think we
All right,
usually
let's
start.
let's do that. Let me hear from our code officer, and then we'll.
If I can say this, Madam Chair.
But I still am not clear who we're talking about here.
Yeah. Madam Chair, if I may.
Go ahead.
And you know, I'm Anthony Jackson for the record. I'm never said that. City of Victor for the city. From everything that's been said, at least up to this point, she sounds like a witness, not someone who actually has the authority to speak on behalf
Correct.
of the estate or the individual, and that's
Wait a
something
minute.
that we could clarify
Yeah, we can-
now. Or
And we need to do that before we hear any facts of the case, I think.
Okay, I'm working on that, ma'am. It's in probate. Oh.
You're a witness at this point, so.
Well, I mean.
Are you living there?
I've been living there for the past 6 years. I took care of her till she died.
So you still live there now?
Yes, the house is going to be going to me, but it's in probate.
Madam Chair, yeah,
Okay.
if I can inquire something else. I mean, are you have any knowledge of any other relatives, or are you in?
Sir, I've been through it all, yes. Her son died a year before, and then she died.
So,
We're-
so
we'll-
from
we'll
the
work
perspective
with
of the
this.
estate, there's no one from the estate that you're actually associated with, or you're working on the estate on your behalf.
Yes, I
Okay.
guess so.
Okay,
I don't
that's
know
fine.
right now.
That's
I just lost my boyfriend, so I would like to just
I'm sorry.
postpone this.
I know.
Okay.
We'll see what needs to be done. We're not here today to do anything to, we know there are issues that you're gonna need to work through. We need to hear from Mr. Jean-Baptiste to tell us what the facts of the case are, okay? Go ahead.
All right. Morning, folks. Inspector Jean-Baptiste. According to the VCPA, the Volusia County Property Appraiser, the owner is Liliosa Bohensky Estate. This was a field observation, failure to repair damaged concrete, failure to repair peeling and discolored paint, failure to remove all exterior storage, failure to remove trash and debris, loose bricks, failure to clean all exterior fascia boards, failure to clean dirt and grime, failure to repair damaged roof. Notice of violation was generated and sent certified mail. The property, as long as City Hall, were posted on June 28, 2021. Upon a site reinspection on June 15, 2022, the facility is not in compliance. I met with the owner on June 30th, and we talked and asked her to come here, so she's here today. As such, staff is requesting a finding of non-compliance, compliance by the next cutoff, please.
What, you didn't meet with the owner, you met with
Sorry,
her.
met with
The resident.
the
She
resident.
doesn't need permits, she's not gonna be able to get them. She need permits? to Do any of these things?
In order for the roof and everything else to be
Yeah.
done, yes, sir.
Can she get permits if she's not the owner?
No, it's on
The authority.
probate, so I'd like to make a motion that we amend it for at least a couple months.
This isn't,
Through probate.
this isn't this isn't a returning case. It's before you for a finding of non-compliance or compliance.
Right.
So it's really just a determination as to whether the violations exist or not at this point, and then to set a compliance date after that.
Okay, but we can find it in non-compliance and give them a certain amount of time before they have to come back.
Yes.
Certainly.
That's what I like to do.
Okay. How much time would you like to give?
Well,
At
it's
least a
probate.
couple of months, ma'am.
It's probate, right.
90 days, probably.
90 days?
We can get back.
So that would be the November cutoff?
10/5,
10/5?
We can see what's going on.
October, right? August, September, October.
I think that city staff will be reluctant to say that at this time. Obviously, you guys have the decision to make. You can make whatever decision, and we'll abide by that. But our preferred response in this case, I think, would be to have a finding of noncompliance set for next cutoff, and then that'll
Do
give
it
us
that-
time. That'll
approach it
give us
that
the
way.
time to
Yes,
confirm that
that's
probate has actually been filed, or see what we can find in the
see.
record.
Not if there's a mistake going on or not.
Right, exactly. So, and if
Okay.
we see some stuff there, we'd be able to provide you for more information, and you guys can adjust the timeline based on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Captain Lee.
Okay, all right, okay.
The attorney has some.
So, Ms. Roby
Non-compliance with compliance by next cutoff.
cutoff, okay, has amended her.
She showed.
Second.
Okay. Non-com, all right, then, non-compliance in the date of 8/3 to come into compliance. We need a second.
I did. I seconded it.
Okay,
You just
Mr.
don't listen to
Gonzalez
me.
seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed. Motion carries. All right, well, here's what we're doing. Today, we just found you in non-compliance because you can see all these things that are wrong. We see them. And we really want to see next month, we will get more into how long, maybe you'll have a better idea telling us how long everything's going to take, what's going on. And please stay in touch with Mr. John.
Yes, I've been.
Go ahead.
So that we know or could, Captain, show us that it is in probate.
I have a lawyer. You could call the lawyer if you need to.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
And it's
Bring
actually
that
fine.
next
Let
month.
Mr. Dees know.
Yeah,
What?
bring, okay, don't worry now.
About this case.
Okay.
If you can show us that, that would be much appreciated. Okay?
Okay, well, actually,
You actually have it?
somewhere in the outer sky. I've
Thank you, Amy.
seen documentation.
So, there is probate. Okay.
Ms. Bohinski is our case. Petition for administration has been filed, 4/26/2022 was e-filed, and so, yeah, there is an action.
Okay, good.
And so-
Thank you.
I didn't know I
I'm not
had
verified whether Ms.
prepared.
So if we
So-
know that, all right, and we have a motion and a second, and now we're having discussion. Do we, since we know that it's in probate, do we still want to make it for the next cutoff? Does
City,
anybody want to amend that?
This-
Okay, let's vote on it, fine.
Fred Scher. Fred Scher is he's active attorney.
I'm sorry?
Is her
Fred
name
Scher's
on,
an active
is
attorney.
her name on the probate?
Attorney Fred Scher is handling it.
Yes, it is. And the attorney indicated by
Fred Chair. Yeah, okay.
Mr. Sino is Fred Chair, who is active
Yeah.
and effective. So
Okay.
we'll see where it goes.
So is that just a petition or is it a finding?
No, at this point,
No,
it's a
it's a
petition for
petition.
administration, just the start of the
Well,
process.
so
But that was in
the-
April.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who are talking over there? That was in April, apparently, from the Lisa
Okay.
filing.
All right,
So by next month, we should know more.
yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I
Okay.
think we
All right, so we have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. So come back next month and hopefully there'll be more
Okay,
going.
what date do I come back, ma'am?
The date you
the
come
11th.
back is 8/11, and if you
Eight-
have any kind of documentation to bring with.
I'll be more
please-
Let
prepared. I
Mr.
was
Scheer-
prepared, but I just
let
had
Mr. Scheer
it
know what's going on, okay?
Just let
Give
Mr.
his
Scher know
office a
what's
call.
going on.
Huh?
Give Mr. Shear's office a call.
Yeah,
Know
I'm
what's
gonna
going
call
on.
him right now.
He can come, he can be here.
Okay, it's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. We have a Zoom call, case number 25 CEB 07-22-146. Person there? Lisa Quimby and Nathan Furland?
Madam Chair, no one's.
Okay, no Zoom. All right. All right, so we have a no-show. Outside parking, outside storage and parking in the yard, Ms. Kirk.
Thanks. This is a complaint-generated case I received on January 20th of 2022 for outside storage and parking in the yard.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, I may have missed it. Did you actually call a case in terms of the case number and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I said I may have missed it.
Okay. I think I did. I can do it again.
Do it
This is
again.
case 25
Do it
CB 07-22-146, Lisa Quimby and Nathan Furland. Okay.
Okay. The complaint-generated case, January 20th of 22 for outside storage parking in the yard. First notification was February 7th of 2022. I re-inspected the property yesterday on July 13th. Non-compliance, I have had contact with the owner. Staff is requesting an order of non-compliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
Chair will entertain a motion to find, do we have any questions from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or the respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, August 3rd, 2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion, Mr. Gonzalez, was that Mr. Gonzalez? Or Mr. Harrington? Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Case number 26.
Excuse me, Madam Chair. I'm sorry, I missed, who did you say did the motion? Was it Gonzalez?
Mr. Harrington made the motion, Mr. Gonzalez the second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Case number 26, CEB 07-22-164, Vivian Brown Estate, Joy Brown Maxwell et al., Tia Watson, and Richard Thomas. Any one of those people here? Okay.
Okay. This is a complaint-generated case I received on February 10th of 2022 for trash, debris, overgrowth, damaged fence, unsanitary conditions, inadequate front door. First notice was March 3rd of 2022. I re-inspected the property on July 13th of 2022, non-compliance. I have not had any contact from the owners. Staff's requesting an order of non-compliance with compliance by the next cutoff.
Does anyone live there?
I don't know for sure.
Okay. Well, it's an estate. Okay. Once again. All right. Chair will entertain a motion. Any comments from the board? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or order the respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/3/2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 a day.
So move.
Motion, Ms. Roby. Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case 27, CEB 07-22.
Oh, my God.
-153, Alexander John Joe. Anyone here for that case? They're coming. morning. Good. State your name and address for the record, please.
John
Sworn in.
Joe, for property 628 South Seagrave.
Sir, you may have to lift that microphone up. It's just flexible. It moves for you. There you go.
Can you repeat it?
Okay. Any clearer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you repeat it again for me? I didn't hear you.
John Joe, representing the property 628 South Seagrave.
Okay. And the lady that's with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Your name, ma'am?
Geneva Joe.
Thank you.
Okay. Both be sworn in, please.
Will you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Madam Chair, if I can just get some clarification. As, we have listed Alexander John Joe, is that you, sir? Or
Yes.
Is that written incorrectly?
It's incorrectly.
How should it be?
It's John Alexander Joe.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, great, thank you.
We'll make that correction.
All right. Correction noted. John Alexander Joe. Okay. All right, we're going to hear from Mr. Klieg first, and then we'll let you tell us where you are in this.
Good morning. My Officer Clegg, my credentials are on file. This was a field-generated case, October 18th of 2021. It was first notified on October 21st of 2021. Compliance date was October 31st of 2021 for failure to maintain windows, exterior walls, and dirt and grime. I've had contact with the owner. Progress is proceeding slow, but we recommend non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay. And you see that there are some things the matter with your building, your house. You agree that there's some things the matter there?
Yeah, the situation why you looking at the boards and stuff in the windows, what my biggest problem is, they didn't want the boards in the window. I pull them out and people bust my windows out and stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. You don't live there or you do live
No, I
there?
don't live there.
No, you don't live there.
Yeah,
Who does live there?
zero, right at the
Oh,
moment.
it's a vacant house?
Yes, vacant right at the moment, yes.
Did you say it needs to be demolished?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No one lives there. It's vacant.
Yeah, but I thought he said
Oh.
something.
Well, no, what he's saying, if he doesn't keep the boards on there, that people break in and.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at where it's at on Seagrave there, it's a bad location at the present, prostitution and stuff, and it's been working me to death.
Okay, well, it needs to be, no matter what the reason is,
Yeah.
it needs to be brought into compliance.
Yeah.
There are no, Captain Lee can tell you that maybe about trespassing warrant, trespassing notices and,
Yeah, we do have a trespass arrest site program. Since it's not occupied, you could sign up for that program. There's some signage requirements you have to do, but that would help with keeping people off the property. Allows it to go on a list where patrol will keep an eye watch on it.
Where do I go find this out?
Just speak with Officer Lamp right over here when you are done with your case, and he'll get you the contact information for it. Okay?
Okay, surely.
Can I ask a question?
go ahead.
As far as the doors, the windows being boarded up, what are your suggestions to get that
We
correct?
can't make suggestions. You'd have to talk to Mr. Klieg. Since it's a vacant house, I don't, Mr. Klieg, can you answer that for her?
Yeah, we've been going over with him. He needs to, if he wants to keep it, he can, for right now, to the code violations are corrected, but he needs to paint it. And then, but eventually the boards have to come down, and I think he was talking about selling the property too, so.
Well, it's not sold yet, but okay.
So if we take the board down, people break in, and
Yeah.
we've had to get people out of there that's just coming in, so
That's
in
why-
that area.
Yeah, the officer
Yeah.
will talk to you about that.
Yeah.
That's about the trespass program. That should help too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there are other issues that make it in non-compliance that have nothing to do with people breaking in, which would be repainting or whatever.
Yeah.
Any comments from the board? Anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, that amount of work is minimal, like what you're seeing there. It doesn't take me a day or less than a day to do that.
Oh, it'll take a little while, but we're in the process of
But
doing
as
that.
long as you work on it,
Yeah.
that's what we're looking for, forward progress. Okay? Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance and or respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, which is August 3rd, 2022, will be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to 1,000. Well, it would be 1,000 or 15,000?
Up to $1,000 per day.
Oh, $1,000 per day, that's all.
Okay. The first situation with that, I thought I was clear to that. I did take care of that work. And,
Stay in touch with Mr. Cleave.
oh, yeah, that front
sure you
section up
have
there,
his
that
card
plaster and
call
stuff.
him.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, do we have a motion?
I have a
Oh, no.
motion,
Okay,
or discussion, since she said so
Whatever.
moved. Well, you know, I think looking at the conditions of this property, I don't think, giving them to come into compliance by our next cutoff date, it's a fair date. I would like to get them more time, maybe 2 months.
okay, we'll make the motion and see where it goes.
Okay, so I make a motion that, that we find this property in non-compliance and that they have till
Come into compliance
By
by 8:31.
8:31. And for a fine of
$1,000 a day.
up to $1,000 a
Up to,
day, yeah.
correct.
Thank you.
All right,
I
we
have
have a motion on the floor.
I have one question. Now, the wood there, that's not a window. The window is the section in the middle.
You'll have to talk to Mr. Klieg about that, okay?
Okay,
Talk to him afterwards and stay in touch with him is really important.
okay.
We have a motion on the floor for Mr. Gonzalez. Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Second, Ms. Himes. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah, 2 months.
Like sign opposed. Same sign. Motion carries. You have, but do stay in touch with Mr. Klieg, please.
And they did give an extra 2, you have 2
And you got 2 months to do it.
Okay.
But so take advantage of it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That-
Case 28, CEB 07-22-154, Mario Hayes. Go ahead, Mr. Clegg.
Yes, ma'am. Field-generated case, August 5th of 2021. First notified August 7th of 2021 for dirt and grime. Compliance date of August 17th of 2021. Had contact with the owner. He's in Alaska. He'll be down this week, and he should be able to take care of everything. So staff's recommending non-compliance next cutoff.
Okay. Does he live there?
No, he's up in Alaska, and
He
then,
lives in Alaska?
no, he works up in Alaska. He doesn't stay there.
Okay. Who lives there? Anybody?
Nobody right now. Vacant.
So this case goes back to August of 21.
Yes, sir. 2020, August 5th of 2021.
Okay. Cheryl, and yeah, I see that. Yeah, some of these dates are a year old here. All of these getting to be old. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/3/22, or be returned to the board for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day. Such a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harrington made a motion. Second, Ms. Himes. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries. Case number 29, CEB 07-22-156, Jacqueline Kemp. Good morning.
Good morning.
State your name and address for the record and be sworn in.
Jacqueline Kemp, 1305 North Street.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Alderman, what can you tell us?
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This case was opened for exterior structure and accessory protective treatment, rotted wood and accessory structure overhangs on the main structure. The violation was received April 21st, compliance due May 21st. The property is still in non-compliance, but I have been in contact with Mrs. Kemp. The owner is waiting on community development for more funds. She's on the waiting list. At this point, the staff requests a finding of non-compliance until extend to the next cutoff.
Okay. Ms. Kemp, you've made application to get funding?
Yes, I have.
Okay, do you have anything that documents that?
No, I
Okay.
really don't.
Okay, well, try and get something that documents that.
Okay.
Where are you trying to get funding?
Through community development here with the city.
Okay, so that should be an available, something we can see, right?
Yeah, we'll pursue that information
Okay.
between now and the next hearing, and if we don't already have it, and that way, or do you have it, Steve?
I have had contact with the management of the community development,
Okay.
both her contact as well as the director.
And so this is in progress?
It's been verified, and she's on the waiting list.
Yeah, we'll just confirm, like we have been
Right.
doing recently, the scope of work to make
Okay.
sure it's covering these violations. And
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
No.
Okay.
I try to get funding to.
Do you
No,
live
ma-
there?
Yes, I do. I'm always in progress trying to find funding to get my property looking much better.
Okay. All right. So all we're saying is we see what's wrong.
Right.
You're not in compliance, obviously.
Right.
You know, you can see that too. You know, work needs to be done. You've made your application, so we'll see what happens next month. Would somebody, any discussion, or would somebody like to make a motion?
So moved.
To find the respondent, Ms. Himes is making, to find respondent noncompliance, order respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date. Next cutoff date?
I have a question about that because, as we know, and it's been our experience that with these programs, they go more than 30 days.
Right.
I think this would be one, we would normally agree with you, but I think that we need the 30 days between now and then to actually see that the things that are in violation here are actually what's been applied for. At that time, if they've been applied for that, then we would probably adjust the timeline out in further increments like we usually do. I think we just need to make sure that we get the application and confirm all that first.
Well, he confirmed it. He said it's.
Yeah,
No,
but
he,
not
he
the
can.
scope of work.
Yeah, he confirmed
Not
that,
scope
he
of
confirmed that she is in fact signed up on the program. There's an application that we've been recently starting to obtain so that we can see that, we're trying to eliminate the confusion about what's
Right.
covered and what's not covered
Right.
by the programs.
Okay.
Scope of work.
I
All right.
understand.
So, was Ms. Himes made a motion for the next cutoff date, 8/3/22? A second, Mr. Harrington, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
And she should stay in touch with Mr. Alderman.
Yeah, and just let Mr. Alderman know if something, you know, happens or work starts or there's something you need to do.
Okay.
Just call
I
him
didn't hear
before the next meeting to tell
Oh.
him what's been done.
Okay.
Yeah, and from the procedures I've seen, I was just trying to get it past the initial non-compliance, and then
Right.
from there, we could stretch it out.
Okay, yeah.
Appropriately.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 30, CB 0722-165, William Evans. Mr. Evans here? Someone's here. Come on up.
Good morning.
Good morning. State your name and address for the record.
Cynthia Williams, 328 Alifa Drive, Daytona Beach, Florida. Cynthia spelled with an S.
Thank you. And how are you related to William Evans?
He's my brother.
And is he,
He lives in Connecticut, and
okay,
he asked me to come down.
okay. So you have permission to speak for him?
Yes, yes.
Will you raise your right hand?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to hear from Mr. Alderman, and we'll let you speak.
Okay, this case was opened for roof, fascia, and overhang damage. The violation notice was received May 22 of 21, and compliance was due June 22 of 21. No action has been taken as of 4/9/22 this morning. I spoke with Ms. Evans' son last week at the house, which was the first contact we've had in a long time, and then I met Ms. Evans this morning. The property is still in noncompliance, and we're requesting a finding of noncompliance till next cutoff.
All right.
The
let's
house is
get-
vacant.
The house is vacant?
Correct.
Yes.
So who called you, Mr. Alderman? Who did you have contact with?
Well, I called her, I tried to make a call to her brother in, up north.
In Connecticut.
But
That
that-
would be William.
Yes, and all I had was a phone that ended up verifying that it was the wrong phone number this morning, but it was on the contact.
Okay. And what are you talking about, a son?
The son was at the site when I
My-
did a drive-by.
My son.
Your son?
My son, I've had him
What's his
going back to check, James
Okay.
Williams.
Okay. But no one lives there. It's
No one lives
vacant.
there, no.
Could I-
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just noticing that the last name is William. Is that?
My name is Williams.
Okay, is that your brother's name correct on the document
Yes,
here?
Evans
Perfect,
is
thank
the
you.
Where's your brother now?
He's in Connecticut.
Connecticut,
Okay. And he owns the property?
yes.
Well, what would you like to say?
They just contacted me last week to tell me that this was going on, and I told them I would help with it. So I would like permission to have some time to get the people to do the work, and I don't know how long that will take to get this done. My son is gonna work with me on it too, to make sure
Okay,
we
well,
do these
yeah,
repairs.
Well, you can pretty much see what needs to
Yeah, I
be
can
done,
see that.
correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
I can see that.
So,
Yeah, I've been by there too.
yeah, good. Nobody lives there right now?
No one lives
basically.
there now.
Okay.
Stay in touch with.
Yeah, you need to know if you need to know exactly what needs to be done, you talk to Mr. Alderman, stay in touch with him and let him know what's going on, okay?
Yes, I gave him my contact information
Yes.
so that we
Good.
can
Okay.
work. Could I ask for 60 days instead of 30? I can't get,
I think we need to get, next time when we see what's gone on.
okay, I see what you're saying.
If there are extenuating circumstances where you need more time, we could, we'll consider that.
Okay,
Okay?
Well, they need a permit, Mr.
yes, he said
So
I
I need permits and all
So,
that. Okay.
I would
Well,
expect a
we
permit.
want to make sure everything
At
gets,
least it has a
everybody
permit
gets busy on all the things they need to get busy on.
Okay,
I like to say that we've had others to ask for more time, and we've given them more time.
Yeah, okay. Make a motion.
I would like to make a motion that we find this case in noncompliance and that we have the case before us again in 60 days.
Which would be 8:31. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No,
Like sign opposed?
No,
No. Okay, 4-2, it passes.
No and no, right?
Right, 4-2, it passes. Ms.
I got a
Yes.
question for Captain Lee. Can he apply for the permits online, or does he have to physically come in?
There's an online process for permit application.
Okay.
4/22/21, over a year ago. Okay,
yeah, permit.
okay,
Probably.
okay.
Madam Chair,
4/22, what?
I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Staff would like a 5-minute break if possible.
Yes, you may have a 5-minute break, sorry.
Finish his case.
It's after
Did we
11.
vote on this? We did,
Yes.
4-2.
4-2 it passed.
The 4-2, it passed. Mr. Harrington and me dissented. Okay, we'll take a 5-minute break, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Stay in touch.
Yeah, make sure you. All right, the meeting's going to come back to order now. We're on case 31, CEB 07-22-152, Nathan Parcell. Mr. Parcell here? Someone's here. Hi. Okay, state your name and address for the record.
Chelsea Parcell, 2430 South Peninsula, Daytona.
And how are you related to Nathan?
He's my husband.
Okay.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Board. Inspector Bostwick, City of Daytona Beach Neighborhood Services, credentials on file. This case was opened on October 8th of 2021 for peeling paint on the home. First notification was on October 14th of 2021. Compliance was due by November 14th of 2021. Last day of reinspection was yesterday on July 13th of 2022. Result of reinspection, non-compliance. I've been in multiple conversations with the owners. Staff requests a filing of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff. They are in progress of getting the house painted, so it should be done by the end of this month.
Yes?
I have my contract, if you'd like it.
Okay. Great. Okay, anything else you want to tell us? That's,
Nope, I hope to not be on this next time, so.
I hope you're right. Chair, that would be great. Chair will entertain motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/3/22. Will be returned to the board for consideration fine of up to $1,000 per day. Ms. Himes made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Very much. Case 32, CEB 07, and stay in touch, so
Oh, yes, I will.
Mr. Bostwick knows. Okay. Case number 32, CEB 07-22-162, JWM Phillips. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
My name is Randall Phillips. I live at 1505 Crescent Ridge Road. I'm a son to William, who is sitting back here.
Will you raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Will you swear him in? Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
So William is the owner of the house? And
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
his son, and you're speaking
Yes,
for
ma'am.
him? Okay, fine. All right. We'll hear from Mr. Bostwick. What's going on, Mr. Bostwick?
All right, this case was field generated and opened on February 3rd of 2022 for roof and drainage, peeling paint, dirt and grime, outside storage, means of egress. First notification was on February 9th of 2022. Compliance was due by March 10th of 2022. Last day of reinspection was yesterday, July 13th. Result of reinspection, non-compliance. I've had a few conversations with the owner. Staff requests filing of non-compliance with compliance due next cutoff.
Okay, what does egress mean, Mr. Bostwick?
I have those windows boarded up around the property.
Those are storm shutters. They're just closed. You can open up from the second story. Those right in particular, they have little J-hooks. They've just rusted out. I used to put new J-hooks so I can reopen them.
Egress deals with the ability to be able to leave the building.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what that meant. It wasn't the driveway, it was the, okay. All right, question, does someone live there?
My father has lived there for pretty much since the 60s. I've born and raised in the house. I've recently just moved back in.
Oh, so you live there too now?
Yes, I've been back there since February as well. I've just had complications from COVID and the fact that I've been on the road for work. And he's just had multiple people just fall out from the work. But I'm back now full-time, so I'll be doing the work myself.
All right, do we need permits, Mr. Bostwick, for this?
No, he just needs just to clean it, clean the soffit, fascia, paint it, dirt and
What about,
grime.
it says roof and drainage, does what?
Well, the soffit and fascia has dirt and grime, so it needs to
So
be
that too.
cleaned and painted.
So that's all just dirt and grime, you don't need permits for any of this?
Correct, ma'am, correct.
Okay.
The last hurricane we had, I think it was Matthew, took off that front gutter.
Any questions from the board? Okay,
All I'm requesting is just a little time.
yeah, well, okay, we want you to, get busy on this, so
Yes, ma'am.
that would be fine. Chair will entertain a motion, in fact, Ms. Hyams is making a motion to find a respondent in non-compliance and a respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/3/2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. March, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like, sign, opposed, motion carries.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Stay in touch, let them know, anything you do, get finished, any progress you make, you stay in touch, okay?
I appreciate it.
All right, good. All right, now, 33 is in compliance, 34 is in compliance, case 35, Timothy Bagnall. Mr. Bagnall, hello.
Good morning.
State your name and address.
Timothy
for the record,
Bagnall,
please.
801 North Grandview Avenue, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank
This
you.
is case 35, CB0722-147. Okay. Okay.
All right, this,
Mr. Yates.
sorry.
What's that?
This case was opened January 20th, 2022, and was part of a Rule of Six. The notice of violation was issued for peeling paint, broken landscaping wall, damaged soffit, and fascia. They were first notified January 24th, 2022, and compliance was due by February 23rd, 2022. I've had no contact with the owner, and the issues remain. I'd like to ask for a finding of noncompliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
Okay, let's see what we're talking. Peeling paint on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
damaged area soffit, broken landscaping.
If you keep going, you'll see there, right there.
I'm not familiar with the term broken landscaping. What does that
It's
mean?
broken landscaping wall, it should read.
Oh, landscaping wall, okay. All right, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so you're asking for an next cutoff?
Yes.
What,
The
See
only
what's
thing
wrong?
the only thing I can tell you is the wall itself has been repaired. The wall has been painted. I've not been able to find anyone to fix the actual soffits. No one is actually interested in fixing it. So I've purchased the material myself, and I will be doing the work myself.
okay, does he need a permit for the soffits?
No.
Okay,
I,
all right.
I should actually have the work done by Sunday.
Well, you just stay in touch with Mr. Yates and
Okay,
let him know
sure.
what progress you're making, and when you do something, let him know, and he'll come over and say, okay.
Does it require an
So then
inspection
you
after
won't
it's
have to come
done?
back here next month.
Just from me, not from the building inspector.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
okay, good. So
All right.
just if you have any questions, just call us.
Okay, fantastic.
All right, Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent to come into compliance by the next cutoff date, which is 8/3/2022, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second, Ms. Hyams, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like, sign, and post. Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Case number 36, CEB 07-22-151, Dale Elder. Good morning.
Good morning. Dale Elder, 1293 Bel Air Drive, Daytona Beach.
Will you raise your right hand, be sworn in, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll hear from Mr. Yates.
All right, this case was opened March 21st, 2021, and was came from City Hall. The notice of violation was issued for unmaintained landscaping. They were first notified April 6th, 2022, and compliance was due by May 6, 2022. I've had no contact with the owner, and the issue remains. I'd like to ask for a finding of noncompliance with compliance due by the next cutoff.
What would you like to say?
I found out this morning exactly what the line is that I'm supposed to cut back to,
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
going to do that soon, like within the next week.
Good, and make sure you call Mr. Yates
I
and
have
tell him
his
so you
card
don't
now.
have to come back here at all.
I have
Oh,
his card.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent non-compliance or respondent committed to compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/3/22, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day.
So moved.
Motion, Ms. Roby, second?
Second.
Who was that?
Doesn't matter.
Second, Ms. Himes, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
Did you say Ms. Himes seconded?
Yes.
And Ms. Roby?
One coming up.
Okay, case number 37, CEB 07-22-149, VMJ Investments. Well. Down near the bottom. Good morning.
My name is Sabino Jauregui on behalf of
Oh,
BMJ
wait a minute,
Investments.
let's slow down here. What's your name?
Sabino, Sabino is my first name.
Yep.
Jauregui, Jauregui.
I'm sorry, you said J-A-U?
Jauregui?
Yes.
Your name's,
It's
You're
Ba-
giving
it's
me a
Basque,
run-
I know, it's
you're
difficult.
giving me a run for my money. name.
Are you one of the investors or management?
I'm the owner of VMJ.
Okay, you're the investor.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, my wife is also an owner, so
That's
yeah.
okay.
Let's keep her out of this, but she's in there too.
Okay. Be sworn in, please?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Butler, what can you tell us?
As it pertains to 937 Glenwood Street, this is a field-generated case. Site inspection was conducted on February 24th, 2022, where it was determined the structure was badly unmaintained, dilapidated fencing, front and back porch, and broken windows. First notice was received on February 28th, 2022. On March the 30th, 2022, the violation was to be in compliance. Last date of reinspection was June 27th, 2022. Result of my reinspection was non-compliance. I've had several conversations with the new property owner, who's working towards compliance. Staff requests non-compliance, compliance, next cutoff.
When did you take up ownership?
I took it off. I took ownership from the previous owner many months ago, I think during the pandemic. I received a notice from Mr. Butler. I called him right away. I started working. I saw the front. I saw the back porch problem. That's the
What is
debris.
that, a pile of?
That's the back porch that was dilapidated.
So that's been demolished?
It has. It has. So I also started working on
You
the
have
roof.
permits?
No, I need to get permits for all that stuff. I hired a roofer, and then I called Mr. Butler to make sure that the roofer had pulled the permit. And after taking half my money, he apparently has not pulled the permit yet. That's why you see a new roof on there. But apparently there's a new roof there. They put the
Okay.
paper and everything, waiting for the inspection, but apparently they didn't pull the permit. So we're working on getting the roofing permit, working on getting the demo permit. It's my intention to get this house up to code,
Wait a
get
minute,
everything
The
done.
demo permit, if you put a new roof on it, why are you getting a demo?
Demolition permit for removing that back
Removing the
porch.
back porch,
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
And then he needs a permit for the roof.
right.
We got the dumpster in there and everything for all
Yeah,
the
I
debris. We need to get another dumpster for the rest of the debris. It's been a catastrophe. It's been very hard to find people to work. It's been very hard to get people out there, to be honest with you. But I'm working on it. I want to get it done as quickly as possible.
Okay, we want you to do that, too. So we need some, next time you come.
Yes.
Because you can see that it still needs
Oh, for sure.
stuff done. Next time you come, bring any documentation and make sure you tell Mr. Butler what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Stay in touch with him.
We have. We've been talking and
Good.
we've been emailing.
Okay. Good, okay. Chair will entertain a motion by respondent non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by the next cutoff date, 8/3/22, in order that, by the next cutoff date, 8/3/22, or be returned to the board for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day. Motion, Ms. Himes, is there a second?
Second.
Is that Ms. Roby?
Yes.
Second, Ms.
Sorry.
Roby, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
everybody. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
I hope you're going to make some good progress on
I
that.
hope so too. Thank you very much.
Case number 38, CEB 07-22-155 Bradford Bowles. Oh, sorry. Last one.
My name is Bonnie Kalen. I'm here on behalf of him for the property management company.
Will you spell your last name, please?
Kaelin.
Property manager. Okay. I'd be
So
sworn
you're
in,
not
please.
unhappy that you're the last one, right?
I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Butler, what can you tell us?
Okay, as it pertains to 924 Vine Street, this property was a field-generated case. A site inspection was conducted on January the 13th, 2022, where it was determined the property had the following violations: outdoor storage, illegal parking, dirt and grime throughout the structure. First notice was received on January the 25th, 2022. On January the 29th, 2022, the violation was to be in compliance. The last day of my reinspection was on yesterday, actually. Result of my reinspection was non-compliant. I've had contact with the property owners, but the violations still remain. Staff requests non-compliance, compliance next cutoff.
Okay, does someone live there now?
Yes. We've actually served him with a termination notice for not complying. So his actual cutoff for his notice is tomorrow. He was scrambling yesterday, but we may be evicting him
So
if it's not
that's
cleared up
from
by tomorrow.
the tenant. What are you expecting the tenant to do?
Remove all of the trailers and all the junk on the side of the house. We've taken care of the pressure washing and cleaning off of the roof and the
After you
soffit.
told Mr. Butler that, does he know that that's?
We let him know
Yes.
yesterday, yeah.
Okay,
I went
good,
out there late yesterday afternoon,
good, okay.
so my pictures are from the 29th.
Mr. Butler, did you say outside storage?
Yes, ma'am. You see all that stuff off to the left?
I know, but I didn't see it in here, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
What,
it's
it's-
not in
it's
the-
not on there?
It's not on the complaint,
It's
no.
not on here, it's just dirt and grime and facial
Right.
and part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can see that, but, I mean, it can't, could be added. What do you think?
Could be added,
One notice.
Could be added,
we can amend,
but we have to give
there's no,
opportunity to cure.
right. So that would be another, does that have to be another case?
was it,
Well, was that on your original report and they just left it off? or-
Right, I don't know.
No,
Was
he's
that on
trying
the
to find
original?
out
I
now.
believe that's what he's checking,
He's checking that now.
see if it was on the original notice of violation.
It's actually there, it's not listed in the wording.
Okay.
It's covered under, 6.19.A3, which is listed in the paragraph there. It's just that the wording didn't get transposed out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it just needs,
So I,
Update that, it's just a Scrivener's error.
Yeah, that list of violations is really just a summary of what's the violations that's coming before you. And it's-
right, but
Does the
yes.
charging document have that information?
The
But
charging
it's not, it
document,
is, it says what, okay,
I had it on my first notice.
right, that's okay.
The notice of
That's okay.
violation and the cited code is.
Right, the
Okay, that's all we
cited
need to
code
know.
is what probably
We're
is the
okay.
important thing. Okay, all right, so you're terminating the tenant,
Wow,
okay,
in cement?
yeah, really, terminating the tenant.
We gave him notice after last week, after we got this notice for the hearing from the owner. He emailed it 'cause he's out of town a lot. And we gave him his non-compliance notice for 7 days.
Is he
so.
moving, or is it going to be?
He's trying to clean it up so he can stay.
Oh.
He was scrambling, called me this morning, you know,
Yeah,
so,
that's up, you know,
Yeah.
we don't get into
So,
that, but, okay.
So it's non-compliant.
All right, so
Next,
basically, it's in non-compliance still, so.
Yes.
Chair will entertain a motion to find respondent in non-compliance or respondent come into compliance by 8/3/2022. So, or be returned to the board for consideration fine of up to $1,000 a day. That would be, Ms. Hines made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Gonzalez. All in favor, say aye. Likewise opposed, motion carries.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we have one more case,
have the
Mr.
log,
Butler.
not me.
CEB 07-22-160, PB and J Walker.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. As pertains to 1005 Essence Road, This case was a field-generated case. I'm good?
I'm sorry, we're just looking at the picture.
Oh, okay, okay. A site inspection was conducted on November the 20th, 2021, which determined the property had the following violations: junk vehicles, disassembling vehicles, and outdoor storage. First notice was received on November the 28th, 2021. December the 5th, 2021, the violations were to be in compliance. The last date of reinspection was June 29th, 2022. Result of my reinspection was non-compliance. I've had contact with the property owners, and staff requests compliance for the next cutoff.
Mr. Butler, that
Yes, ma'am.
was from November 16, 21, that picture.
Yes, ma'am.
There are no pictures recently.
Oh, I just put all my pictures in. Let's see.
There's
There's
one.
some right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have pictures in. Yes, ma'am.
I want to know if those any current pictures.
Yeah,
That's the current one.
they're all current pictures. Let me, if I may share, this property has been a major thorn in our, yes, in the community. We've had numerous calls about this property. The guy has been doing mechanic work out of the yard. I've spoken with them on numerous occasions. They're cleaning up. You go back the next week, they're right back. So I finally spoke to the owners of the property. They finally got in contact with me that they had to go to court. Now, so they're evicting the person. So hopefully we can get all this cleaned up and the community will feel better about the property and we can get it cleaned up.
Okay, so let me understand that PBJ Walker
Those are the owners.
is the owner, and they have a tenant in there that's,
Yes, ma'am, doing that, yes.
okay,
I got a question.
go ahead.
I know there's some kind of term that's been used here about giving them a time certain besides the issue of to the next cutoff to do what they need to do. If not, that the fine will start then.
Yeah, you're speaking of an auto fine. The only issue is that on an auto fine, you can't do an auto fine on the initial violation.
Okay.
They have to have a proceeding that shows that they failed to comply with the order.
Right, we have to order them to come into
Magistrate.
compliance, and then we can do an auto fine, correct?
Okay.
Repeat violation.
Or we could do a, well,
Or whatever
over.
action you
Yeah,
elect to take.
okay.
Yes.
Right,
I
okay.
have a
Thank you.
Mr. Gonzalez question. When you've pushed your
What do you mean by
your
that,
property
Gonzalez?
onto a sidewalk, do you still retain the rights to that property, or could the city come up and pick that up?
Say what now?
It's on
Push
public
The
property,
stuff
yeah.
is on the.
It's on the
city
public
property.
sidewalk.
It's on public property.
Oh, yeah.
Does that give us any authority to
I mean,
remove it?
Isn't that what the-
yes and no, depending on the circumstances.
Yeah.
Isn't that
It
what the
depends.
egress question that came up? Egress?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a violation of the law to obstruct the sidewalks. That's a separate, different way that we would address that. Law enforcement would address that through a citation or a notice to appear or arrest type of process.
Yeah, could we remove in
Yeah.
under certain circumstances, certainly, yeah.
So can they be cited to get them to move along?
You
If
mean
he's
by
not willing
you
to
mind by
move the
law
stuff out the
enforcement?
driveway, he's not willing.
We're not
Yeah,
on
but
this
it's
order.
public property.
Yeah, but
That's not their property.
people like that don't care about public property.
I know, but if you give them some citations, they might,
What about the
Well,
little
something.
boy that's buried under there with his tricycle sitting?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well,
Yeah,
and-
Officer Lamp's gonna email patrol and have them check on what they
Okay.
can, and address what they can. It's just not as simple as if there's an item that is clearly belonging to the property owner,
Right.
they can just walk up and take it. Now, if it's a car and it's parked across the sidewalk,
Towed.
it can be towed and it can be cited, you know? Those things can occur. It's just we have to be careful about just taking items because it's also, we could be challenged as if we took something from somebody, and, you
Right.
know, and
Well,
that could create some
You'd have to
issues.
put it in storage.
Yeah, in many cases.
well, I'm not
you might.
talking about
Right.
taking it, I'm talking about
Same
citation.
thing.
Depend on the circumstances.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna have a time evicting them, so.
All right, so we still need a motion to find respondent in noncompliance or respondent come into compliance by 8/3/2022 or be returned to the Borough for consideration. Fine of up to $1,000 a day. Ms. Roby, second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Marshall, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed, motion carries.
I will say that we also
That's a good
have, we also have very limited storage
Well, I'm just
And
saying.
so
I
we
mean, I
don't
know that if you
go out of our
have,
way to just
like,
be
if you
taking
have a
things like
tenant
random things.
in a property, you better not throw their stuff away, you know?
Who motioned it?
I just wondered if it was the same thing.
I made the
The
motion.
lawyer answered, depends.
And
Right, for 30 days, before, then you have to advertise it. I mean, if you want to do it legally and everything, right?
Madam Chair, I think while we were on break, somebody asked, I'm throwing this in the miscellaneous business category. Somebody asked about ethics training. There are still ethics trainings going on.
Oh, good.
If you want to stop by right here at the table here, I'll forward the email to whoever needs it before you guys leave. And there's 2 this month, or 2 next month, I'm sorry.
Oh, good, I need it, because I completely
Yes,
forgot.
certainly do. You certainly do.
I agree with you, Mr.
And
Harris.
just as a reminder, I mean, they did pass a resolution that the
Right.
boards have to do it annually, so just make sure that if you're,
I had to come to the.
We have to. do
make
it
sure that you're,
here?
Yeah, I'd rather come to the meeting.
Yeah, and this is for last year that we're
Right
doing now.
downstairs.
yeah, make sure that you're just complying with that, as well
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
your annual forms, I think we're due.
Yeah, they
for-
would do July 1st, and
Yeah.
on there, it has a place where you can, I think, are they asking? Yeah.
So if I go, can I go to one signing up for this year coming? Since this one was for last year? That's what we were told in our meeting.
I'm sorry, say that again?
That the one that I went to last week or the week before, she said that was for the year 2022. So if I go to one that's coming up in the next month or two, would that carry me till the end of '23?
It's best to ask the clerk's office that, because if they're working on a fiscal year, that she may mean 2022, 2023, when she said 2022. So just clarify with them.
Well, I had to sign in. I could have walked away.
I'm going to, can I adjourn the meeting? Yes, please. Meeting adjourned.
Every year,